Sorry about that, people. Welcome back. Welcome back. Actually, let me just share my screen now before it's too late. Let some of y'all come in. Sorry about the last stream. We're just waiting for y'all to come in. Once y'all come in, we're going to get started. Let's get back in some music real quick. Well, I'll let y'all come back in. All right, I see y'all popping back up. Okay. And we're back. Yeah, let me get some more people in the building, and then we'll start. Play some more music. So I get some of y'all back.
Begin. Yeah.
All right, y'all coming back in the building.
Looking in the mirror, but I don't
See
see
y'all.
much. Still running the streets, so I don't sleep much. Watching the snakes so they don't creep up. But the way I'm getting this money, niggas can't keep up. You niggas can't keep up. Niggas got beef, but it can't be much. I'm still walking through the crowds like I can't be touched. Top back, all black, crispy fuck. Ice skate a little later, might let me fuck. Yeah, she might let me fuck. Last night I cried.
Sounds good?
Joy.
Okay. What did I do to deserve this?
Walk around on my wrist a year ago, I didn't even know the bitches exist.
All right, I got 10 of y'all, so let's get started. All right. So, let's see how I'm going to do this. All right, let's do this. Don't get lost. We're going to get started. Damn, that was such a great intro for this to happen this way. It's a shame. All right, hold on. I got to give y'all a different window. Oh, God. What the hell is going on? All right, audio's better. Bear with me, guys. I got y'all. Hold on. I'm just not going to be able to. This is what I got to do. I'm going to look at my own shit on my phone. So this way I can see y'all. Actually, I just have to come back to y'all comments. This is just what's going to have to happen. All right, so let's do this. Let's start it off. Taking enough of you guys' precious time. Let's start it off like this. I just can't see you guys right now. That's okay. All right, so let's get back to where we were. All right, so you guys that were with me, you guys kind of know. You just got to go back to the other videos. Sorry about that, but we're going to get started. If you see the topic, again, what I do is I basically go into esoteric science and try to break everything down in the simplest form so you can see it. All right, so let's go to the genesis of all this, okay? So we have the Great Conjunction, 1221. Aquarius, Jupiter, Saturn conjunct. Okay, and we'll get into that also because we got to go back in order to move forward and understand what is going on. All right, so this happened on the 24th of December. Okay, Confederate General Robert E. Lee statue removed from U.S. Capitol, replaced with statue of civil rights leader. So I saw this. I said, "Who? Damn. Okay, they putting a black woman up and taking and getting rid of Robert E. Lee. So what are they doing? What are they trying to do? Or what are they trying to show us? Okay, so I broke it down. I told you earlier this week, Monday, I guess I should go back to that first. That's actually the first one. So let's do that. Let's do that. What did I talk about Monday? If I could find it. Shit. Okay, here we go. So this is Monday, right? So this was the 21st. What was this? The Great Conjunction. Okay, December 21st was the Great Conjunction. So it's not a coincidence. Actually, let me pull this up on my phone real quick so I can see what y'all see, because it's bugging me out that I can't see what y'all see. Bear with me. Because it's bugging me out that I can't see what. Okay, there we go. So I can see what y'all see. All right. All right, so I'm still on camera. Good. Okay, so it's not a coincidence that, and I can see y'all in the chat too, so y'all can still talk and all that. All right. So it's not a coincidence that the icon of white American racism was removed from Virginia today on December 21st, the Grand Conjunction. Christ had a virgin birth. Maryland is named after Mary. Hence, the DMV is named after Virgin Mary. Virginia is named after the attribute of purity that is associated with virginity. Okay, so this is very important that on the 21st, they removed this statue representing white racism. Okay, what have you seen happen recently? Aren't they rejecting white racism all of a sudden? Don't you see BLM, okay, acting up, acting a fool, twerking in front of the Capitol? So they're giving you the sides. They're giving you the positions to play. They gave you BLM, and then they gave you Trump, right? So they're giving you a good guy, and then they're giving you the bad guys. And you know the side of the BLMs is on the side of the Democrats, and the side of the so-called white supremacists are on the side of Trumpy, right? This is the narrative the media is giving you, along with healthy doses of Roni and vaccines and how many people are dying on a continuous repetitive basis, so it sticks in your mind and you stay as fearful as possible. Okay, so the DMV is the District of Virgin Mary. All right, District Mary the Virgin, the District of Mary the Virgin. Then we'll go into what Mary the Virgin is. Okay, this is why DC looks like ancient Egypt. So if you study ancient Egypt is dealing with Benjamin Banneker, who designed the outline or did the actual, I forgot the actual term in architecture, but he did the actual design of DC. And Benjamin Banneker was, of course, a black man. Now, if you look on Wikipedia is going to try to spin you, right? But all you have to do is when you go on Wikipedia, look at their sources where they get their information from and try to say that he didn't design it. And you realize that Wikipedia is lying. So you got to think with this eye, not these two. Okay. You got to look beyond the surface. 2021 is about looking beyond the surface, because a lot is going to come at you. And if you're not up on it, you're going to be rocked right to sleep, and you're going to be falling for something that is really not in your best interest. So I want to get into this. You could go to the whole thing. You could go on my my Instagram page if you want to read the whole thing. Okay. So that's what happened on the 21st. They removed the statue of Robert E. Lee. They didn't say who they was putting in until the 24th. Okay. I told you early this week, Monday, the statue removal represented the end of white dominance globally. Okay. Shout out to the ancestors for giving me this insight. Of course, they replaced the statue with a little known black woman activist in Virginia to represent Virgin Mary, aka the Black Madonna, aka Isis, aka Offset. Okay. But the elites are actually tapping into not only Offset, but Het Heru and Ma'at. They're tapping into black feminine energy. I'm sure a lot of you guys follow Brother Panic. Those of you who don't, definitely check him out. Deals with a lot of occult science as well, and esoteric wisdom. But if you notice, right, if you notice, it's very interesting that they put this black woman up as a symbol or representative of this, especially knowing that we have Kamala Harris. Now, as the great American griot or the American poet Uncle Murder said in his wrap-up 2020, we didn't vote for Joe Biden. We voted for Kamala Harris because of the perception of a Black woman going into office and also her being an AKA, right, et cetera, et cetera. So who is this woman, okay, that was put up? Let's go into who she was and what she was about, okay? So this lady's name is, my screen will load up, okay? Barbara Rose Johns, okay? Beautiful Black sister, all right? Shout out to her. Her statue will replace that of Confederate General Robert E. Lee, who was a civil rights pioneer. In 1951, at age 16, a student in Farmfield, Virginia, Johns led a student strike pushing for equal education, as Virginia schools were segregated by race, okay? So she basically, actually, let's just go into it. In the schools Johns attended, like a gymnasium, so it didn't have a gym, school didn't have a cafeteria, there were no lockers, there was no auditorium, they were overcrowded. So they were basically in the school in Virginia, okay? Also, 6 + 1 is 7. 7 is the number of completion, the number of God, lucky number 7, okay? The number of creation, 7 shots to hit the crown, all right? So she was at age 16, very significant, all right? This was in 1951. 5, 6, 7, 9 + 7, 16, right? Yeah, 9 + 7, 16, okay? 6 + 1 is what? 7, 7, 7, okay? 7, 7. So that's the mathematics, all right? She's a student strike pushing for equal education as Virginia schools were segregated by race, and the schools, like, all right, I said that, and it was overcrowded. John and several other student leaders tricked the principal into leaving the building by saying other students were causing trouble downtown. Listen to the narrative. Other students were causing trouble downtown. This is the game that she ran. Who's causing trouble downtown now, folks? Put in the comments. Who's the one the media is telling you is causing trouble downtown in the good old capital? Who's causing trouble downtown in the good old capital? All right, it ain't us. It ain't BLM. Okay, exactly, math scientists. The cracker. Okay, so I don't know how this is coming up, but all right. So John and several other leaders tricked the principal into leaving the building by saying other students were causing trouble downtown. John then forged a note by the principal to have the teachers bring the students to an assembly. At the assembly, all right, Johns convinced the student body to go on strike until the all-white school board built the students another facility, okay? So she basically gamed them. She finessed them, right? She forged a note saying there was other trouble, right? And to have them go another direction, okay? Now, I want you to look at this, right? I want you to understand this. I'm regular Rob, right, from the Bronx, right? I'm special in my own way, being that I am a god here on earth. But I pee just like you guys, So I'm thinking like this: if everyone is at the Capitol, right? There's 200 cops from New York that went to the Capitol, and all the National Guard is at the Capitol. I'm thinking like Rob the Crook used to think back in 1995. All the cops is at the Capitol. Cops from New York, cops from this state, cops from that state, cops from that state, they're all at the Capitol. Who's guarding all these other Capitol buildings? Who's guarding all these other government buildings in all these other states? New York, Philadelphia, Chicago, XYZ, if all the National Guard and everyone is directed this way. This is the same scenario, okay? This is the same scenario that she did, forged a note by bringing the principal to have the students and having people look the other way, okay? Now, I'm not saying that tomorrow, there's going to be war. I'm not trying to cause you anxiety. In fact, if there is war, It has nothing to do with your black ass. So it's really nothing to worry about, okay? There's going to be white people against white people, so-called insurrectionists against, the government, as it should be, okay? And the main thing is, this isn't white supremacy taking over. And please stop the narrative. Oh, if there were black people, we would have got shot. Oh, we would have got killed. It would have been so tragic. There were black people at the MAGA joint. There were black people there at the Capitol. All right? Not a lot, but they were there. They participated. They walked in, even though it was a staged event. And there's videos of the shaman walking out with a cop, walking out the back door with a cop. You could go look that video up online. For time, I don't post it here, but it is there. All right? And we'll get into him a little bit because he is also symbolic as well. All right? And he's also part of this. So anyway, so this is what happened. All right? So they forged the notes, have the teachers bring the students to assembly. Boom. They got punished for this, though. All right? So for her part in the case, so this is what happened. So she basically started the whole Plessy versus Vergas. Actually, let's just go through it. Let's honor the ancestors and go through the whole thing. So Johns convinced the student body to go on strike until the all-white school board built the students another facility. All right? Things were crowded. Things were tense. What happened in the Capitol? Things were crowded. Things were tense. Okay? What's happening? All these cops are going one way. Go that way. All right? Same science. Johns and a fellow Moulton High School students were aided by the NAACP and sued the county with the aim to end segregation. Their case, David versus Prince, Edward County became part of the broader Landmark-Stu case, Supreme Court case, Brown versus Board of Education. Their case was the only student-led case that folded into Brown. So Miss Johns, the queen, Miss Barbara Rones Johns, started a movement, okay? So we want to honor her, and I'm going to honor her as well. By giving my ashe to her, and please give your ashe to her, those of you who are watching this, okay? So for our part in the case, Johns was, and I'm looking at this so I can see you guys' comments, all right? Yeah, Raymond, so how come the people taking the rest? Exactly, right? It's wild because this is all set up, and this is all them hacking into your melanated ass, all right, hacking into your dark matter, hacking into your dark womb, hacking into the universe, which is darkness, okay, which is when you go to sleep, you go into that darkness. If you follow me, I've saved this probably every video. When you go to sleep, you go into that same darkness of outer space, okay, and we'll get into that some more because there's a deeper, where you go into a nebula in outer space, right, when you sleep, and literally your star traveling. That's why it's called astral traveling. Those who have mastered it and those who know about astral traveling, that is really the source energy, a nebula in outer space. Okay, but we'll get into that in another video. Anyway, so this darkness is being utilized against you, and it always has, and it always will be if you fall victim. But their time is over. Their time is over, and it's falling, and they want you to buy in. So they're going to do everything they can, including misdirecting you so that you don't see what's happening. So again, so for her part in the case, Virginia's Prince Edward County reacted to the case by shutting down black schools and opening a private academy only to white students, okay? Now, what I think is going to happen, me personally, is this is going to flip. And it's going to start being where these people, the Europeans, right, start getting demonetized in a lot of things, especially those that were on the MAGA side, and things are going to start coming to us. So it's our time, people. You guys shouldn't be worried about anything that's happening on the news. Seriously. It's not going to really, I mean, if you're in DC or whatever, I mean, I would definitely try to stay low, lay low, but it's really all these other states that I think are going to be much more based on this, that are going to be much more effective, or affected, I should say. So their time is up. The Hopi prophecy already, yes, Starlight, you're right. Their time is up. The Hopi prophecy already predicted that their time is up. The book of Revelation in the Bible predicted that their time is up. Okay. The Mayan calendar ended 2012 was 2020 in Ethiopian calendar. So their time is up. There is really nothing for your black ass to worry about, but to not get emotionally involved and not to really give a fuck, and to focus on you and your family and your soul tribe, most importantly. But most importantly, focus on you, because if you're not good for yourself, you're not good for anyone else. All right. So she was retaliated by the Ku Klux Klan with the hate group burning a cross on her yard. To stay safe, she was sent to live in Alabama. All right. And Black students county education for 5 years. All right. So this is an icon, but this is an icon that none of us really heard about, right? We heard about Malcolm, Martin, Fannie Lou Hamer, and the list goes on and on. But Barbara Rose Johns, I've never heard of her. I don't know if you guys have, so she's like an unsung hero. So the reason, why would they pick this woman, with this particular number sequence, these sevens, to honor and put up? Okay. So you got to think about that. So that's the first. So this is the first thing that happened. Let's go into, that's that. This is what was supposed to happen on the 21st, what you were supposed to see. They had chemtrails in the sky, folks. All right. There's no way that we had this type of grand conjunction and none of us saw anything. Okay. This is chemtrails. This is HARP. Okay. If you don't believe the weather's manipulated, I'm going to show you this video of what we were all supposed to see on December 21st. Okay. Let's watch. See the sky? See the sky glowing green? All those colors? We were all supposed to see this. We were all supposed to see this. And this is what they hid from us, folks. This is what they hid from us. They don't want us to shine, all right? But that's okay, because even though they put the clouds, those of us that are, and not only melanated people, because it's not about race anymore, but those of us that are in tune with a certain vibration, a certain frequency, and are carrying a certain energy, we still got the effects. And even the days before and the days after, I talked to a lot of people, we still felt all of this energy and all the effects of this change. So this was the phenomena that we were supposed to see in the sky and that we were robbed of. And look how beautiful this is, okay? It's probably because I'm on YouTube and it's like, you're doubling up on us. So let me stop this. But you guys could check this out, spaceweather.com yourself, all right? And see this for yourself, all right? And so this is the energy that was carried on during that day. Isaac said, is that the Northern Lights? No, that's not the Northern Lights, Isaac. That is the light of the Great Conjunction, okay? That's the light of the Great Conjunction. This is the light of the Great Conjunction. That's what we were supposed to see, this aurora, okay? And we were supposed to be able to tap in to see these beautiful lights. So the Northern Lights was really all over the world that day. But chemtrails, HARP, we couldn't see none of this, okay? And it says these lights appeared in response to a crack in the Earth's magnetic field. So literally the Saturn and Jupiter conjunction cracked the Earth's magnetic field, okay? Very, 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 very interesting, okay? If you are here, I'm looking at the phone, please hit that like button, all right? And definitely tap that subscribe, all right? So that's what we were missing. Let's go into Jupiter, okay? There are some things out here, right? And shout out to y'all who send me stuff on Instagram and stuff like that. I appreciate it. On Facebook, y'all be sending me these news stories and stuff like that. I'm an information junkie. So thank y'all for that. So one of my people sent me something and he was like, yo, there's a lot of malefic planets during this great conjunction and, they're going to tap in, right? The reason that this was so powerful and the reason that they're losing, I want you guys to understand it, not just philosophically and not just woo-woo-ly, scientifically, okay? This is why I'm taking my time to do this. Scientifically. Jupiter is the biggest planet in the solar system, okay? We're going to get into Jupiter. Jupiter is colossal in size. It is the largest planet in our solar system. Nearly 1,000 Earths can fit in Jupiter. It's so big that if you combined all the other planets, moons and asteroids, let me repeat that. If you combined all the other planets, moons and asteroids and solar system in a ball, it still wouldn't be half the size of Jupiter. So the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, basically what it did was Jupiter absorbed all the planet. But we need to understand the science of Jupiter and what this all means, okay? And how everything ties in, okay? So I'm taking you through a little story through these tabs. Actually, let me put myself on do not disturb it. Hold up. So I'm taking you guys through a little story through these tabs. So Jupiter is a representation of Jesus, and I'll prove this shortly. Okay, Jesus, Jupiter, Zeus, Jesus is Jupiter, Zeus. Okay, but we'll get into that. I'll prove this a little further. So even though there were malefic planets during this time, meaning planets that were favorable, Jupiter took care of them all. Okay, Jupiter absorbed them all. Jupiter got them all. Okay, so Jesus, the return of Jesus came. Jupiter Zeus, though, not the white boy, not the hippie. All right, not the hippie. Jupiter, Jesus has returned. Okay, so this was the return that all you Christians were looking for, the return of Jupiter Zeus. Okay, so we'll get into that. So I just want to show y'all that. Now let's look at Saturn and how we have been ruled by Saturn. All right. Now this is the seal of Saturn. Okay, an occult image. Now I'm showing you guys this seal of Saturn, and this is something you could also use in your magic or occult work. Okay, you could get one of these actually off the internet and see there's a lot of different ones. Okay, I recommend you going here, Original Botanica. They usually have, that's my favorite shop. It's close by me actually, so I could go there by foot. But anyway, so the Saturn influence, Saturn is basically where you get the influence of Satan, or where Satan comes. Satan, Saturn, Satan, or Set in the Kemetic or Egyptian pantheon. Now, Set or Saturn is, again, nothing to be afraid of. It's in the motherfucking sky. All right. So there's no Satan to be afraid of. There's no demon to be afraid of. If you guys are having dreams, all right, a lot of people lately been telling me or coming to me about dreams that they've been having where people have been chasing them, or people have been wanting to, even women, certain spirits have been wanting to have sex with them. I'm just telling you what I'm getting. Where people are coming to attack them. In your dream world, right? These things, this is a Saturnarian element that's happening. And Saturn is all about family. Family is restrictive, right? It's all about the family. It's all about the secret society, right? It's all about us, you know, the cabal, the swamp, whatever you want to call it, right? It's all about us. That's Saturn, okay? So that's family. Family is about restriction. Saturn is also the wedding ring you put on the finger, okay? That's restriction. I know I told you I'm going live. Why are you calling me? Sorry about that, folks. All right, sorry about that. So Saturn is about restriction, family. Also Saturn is about family, society as a whole. Okay, you can't walk down the street butt naked. All right, you can't. You know, you can't just do what you want. There's restrictions. You get locked up. Okay, and that's another restriction. So it's all about restrictions. So in the 90s, all right, there were big items in the 90s, and I just want to show you how we've been under the influence of Saturn and how Jupiter has erased that. I just showed you Jupiter, the biggest planet, how it absorbed all the planets when the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction was there, and Jupiter is now rolling it up through Aquarius. Okay, we're the Aquarian age. So there were two big things. There was the Motorola flip phone called the Motorola Razr in the 90s. Okay, there was also the Motorola two-way pager. Okay, and Motorola in the 90s and the 80s, even the 70s, had a great run. Now, look at this seal of Saturn, okay? Look at this. And I want to show you how they tap into the science, and you guys be talking about demonic. You need to start tapping into the science for yourself and start putting restrictions on motherfuckers. For real. All right? That's why I'm showing you this. So let's go into the next tab. Sorry, I got to look at this to see. Yes, yes, Pele, discipline as well. Oh, what's up, Pele? Shout out to you. All right. Long time no speak. All right. So Saturn. So look, ain't this the same motherfucking logo? Am I bugging, folks? Or am I not bugging? Let me know in the chat. Am I bugging or not? Am I bugging or not? Yep, that's right, man. Bingo. Okay. So they were using this seal against us. Okay. And believe it or not, it's currently on the Brooklyn Nets jersey. It's currently on the Brooklyn Nets jerseys. Who did the Brooklyn Nets just get? My sports people. Spelled Brooklyn wrong, but Google knows my heart. DuckDuckGo knows my heart. See? Okay. All right. Maybe I do need to spell it because it's not showing up. Hold on. All right, might be because of DuckDuckGo. Their search engine kind of sucks. But if you Google this if you put this in Google and type in Motorola Brooklyn Nets, you see that the Motorola and matter of fact, just go to the game. You know what I'm saying? Just look at the game. You see the Brooklyn. You see that they actually have the Motorola logo on the jerseys. All right. I don't know why it's not showing up here in DuckDuckGo, but I definitely saw this. And if you are a sports fan, you'll see the jersey. You'll see that they have the Motorola logo. And all of a sudden, they acquired James Harden, all right, using that Saturnarian energy as well. All right. Let's keep it moving. Okay. So Saturnalia, all right. This is just a little bit more about Saturn and how they tapped in. All right. Saturnalia was basically, what is Saturnalia? The most popular holiday on the ancient Roman calendar, derived from older farming-related rituals of midwinter and the winter solstice, what we just passed, okay? And we're still technically under this influence, well, until today, actually. But we still were under the influence of that solstice energy until today because we went to Aquarius tonight. So, but this is good. The pagan celebration of Saturn, the Roman god of agriculture and time, began as a single day, but by the late Republic, it expanded to a week-long festival beginning December 17th. All right. So basically what they did during Saturnalia, the poor people, the slaves would, be crowned. Everybody had orgies. It was a wild party. All right. And the reason it was a wild party, because they were basically tapping into the elites at this time in Rome. Because remember, there's always an elite class, even in Kemet, even in Mansa Musa's time, even in Samaria. There was never a time when there wasn't an elite class. Okay. There's always an elite class. It's just what it is. There's some people that are going to do better than others. There's some people that are acclimated to learning different things. There's some people that are great at rulership. We've all had people that were bosses and they weren't supposed to be bosses. We were working for. We definitely weren't supposed to be working for them. Right. So that's how that goes. All right. Now, so basically they were tapping into this sexual energy. The elite would tap into this sexual energy and use this sexual energy to maintain control with Saturn. Okay. Saturn is all about control. The elites have been using Saturn for years, since the Roman era and before. Okay? You could dive deeper into this for the sake of time. I'm going to continue to move on. All right. Now, this sexual energy is cultivated by this particular deity, Het Heru, or Hathor, okay? You've seen this in Beyonce, okay, in her video. Let's see if it just pulls up. All right. So you've seen Beyonce take on this energy in her Black is King video. All right. And you see her right here. All right. Showing off. And the fools call this devil worshiping because they don't understand that signs and symbols is the first language. So they call this devil worshiping, right? But meanwhile, you go to church, right, and eat and drink the blood of Jesus and eat the body of Christ and pray to an altar, their altar. But when you have your own altar, they say it's demon worshiping, right? This is the world that we live in because they're trying to mislead you as much as possible. So, and admin, I can't really see all the things, but if you see people in there that's acting crazy, get them the fuck out of here. All right. So Beyonce is tapped into the cow. If you guys saw Lovecraft Country episode 2, you'll see that they took and it was the only scene that they showed of her taking the Shigart, I think it's called the Shigart, or that demon with all those teeth, taking it up out of a cow. That symbolized her tapping into melanated energy, tapping into dark energy, tapping into dark matter, tapping into the inner self, the subconscious, the astral plane, all these different names for where you go when your ass goes to sleep. All right. Where you go when your ass meditates. When you're sitting down quiet and you're thinking, you're going into the astral plane, you're going into the darkness. All right. So that's what all this is about. Het Heru is a symbol of, let's look at her, okay? I don't want to blow this. Do I want to? Fuck it. I'm going to blow it up. I think I have this someplace else, though. But Het Heru, blue colors, green, gold. She deals with joy. She deals with love making, right? She's all about dancing, the feline, tapping into the feline energy. She loves company, all right? Het Heru, and I'm going to do something about the divine goddesses. If not tomorrow, probably Friday, because this is her day. So I'm going to go into the divine goddesses, Het Heru, her relationship to Oshun, also Yemaya, her relationship to Orset, and we're going to go into Mot as well. So that's coming soon. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a live on that as well, because we need to tap into this divine feminine, especially as fellas, and we need to understand and recognize what they look like, okay? Because Het Heru ain't no Isis, okay? And Oshun ain't no Orset. They're two different beings. And Mot ain't neither one of them motherfuckers, all right? So they're all different energies in a feminine. And as women also, it's important to know what your dominant energy is and how you could utilize this energy to your benefit as well, all right? But the government is using it to their benefit, all right? So let's tap in. Let's tap in. Okay, so this is the law of Het Heru. This is from Esoteric Society. If you guys have been following me, you know that I talk about the book Medu Netter and my time in Esoteric Society. Shout out to Ra'u Nefer. Okay, so law of Het Heru. It's not what you imagine. It is who you are imagining. This is the theme, really, of 2021 and beyond, as the powers that be tap into the divine Black feminine, tap into that Black moon Lilith, tap into this particular energy. And this is the energy that they're going for. Your joy, you thinking that there's going to be peace, your happiness with this new administration, your happiness with the new technology, all these things that are coming down the pike, right? But there's going to be a lot of struggles, but they're going to position themselves as saviors, okay? In this whole charade or this game that they're playing with the American people or the people across the world, really. So it's not what you imagine. It is who you are. Who is imagining it. Are you a human or a divine being? Are you a regular person or a god? That's what this is saying. Are you a human or a divine being? You got to make a decision. You got to make a decision. If you want to be a human, or if you identify yourself with a god. Now, when you call yourself a god, this does not mean that you are the exact person as this avatar, fleshly, temporal, bone and dust being You are not the God that created everything on earth. This is not what we're saying. What this is saying, if there's an ocean and God is an ocean, right? God is all omnipresent, omnipotent. This is what we were taught, and this is what we understand, right? Because we all go into the darkness when we go to sleep. Again, I try to make this as simple as possible. So we all go into the darkness when we go to sleep. So we all have the potential to make that inner darkness outer darkness. This is what becoming God is about. It's about taking the sub out of the subconscious and making the sub the conscious mind and aligning the conscious mind with the subconscious. This brings forth heightened intuition. This brings forth heightened sensitivity. This brings forth clairvoyant abilities, clairaudient abilities, clairsentient abilities. This brings forth you getting red alerts from your ancestral team. Oh shit, the Roni is coming. Oh, why do I have the sudden urge to work out in January or February, right? Why do these things, money, just different things start to come into your life once you start to accept that you are a divine being. But if you still think you are human, you think Trump's going to drain the swamp. You think Biden is going to save you. You think the government is finally going to turn around. You think ADOS. You think FBA. This is human shit, okay? How are you niggas going to separate yourself from all the Africans in the world to get a motherfucking check through ADOS and FBA? That's some sellout shit. You don't think it is, but it's some sellout motherfucking shit. Real talk. Because basically you're saying, well, I'm going to try to petition the government for some money, but in order to get this money, I'm going to separate myself from my people. But the minute a cop shoots somebody, we're all one and we're all together. Human shit. Law of Het Heru. Are you a human or a divine being? Het Heru corresponds to one of the tools which behavior is programmed. Behavior is programmed, okay? Through the understanding of the law, such programming can be done at will. If we have the tools to program any desired behavior at will, then we can choose to allow only peace and pleasure to manifest as our emotional reactions to the events. Read this again. If we have the tools to program any desired behavior at will, then we could choose to allow only peace and pleasure to manifest as our emotional reactions to all events, okay? Het Heru truisms. My ability, and these are just affirmations. My ability to cultivate through trance. Trance is meditation, meditative trance, mindfulness, stillness, whatever you want to call it. You got to meditate. I talk about this all the time, all right? If you're not meditating, then go down the dial. I'm sure there's other people that's going to tell you who the clone is and, and when the aliens are coming and shit that's not going to help you progress in your personal life at all. You can go down there, all right? But if you're not meditating, you're slipping. You need to learn. You need to start. Again, I can teach you, inbox me, et cetera, et cetera. As a sword does, greatly enhances my chances of success. So my ability to cultivate through trance, the experience of joy for living by divine law as Osir or Osiris does greatly enhances my chances of success in my pursuit of life. I will myself to be joyful, therefore I am successful in life and healthy. Joy is the engine of success and it comes from within, therefore I am successful. I am a soar, I cannot be other than joyful. I am joyful because I will myself to be joyful. Now, if one of your family members dies from the Roni, right? You're not going to be joyful about that, obviously. If you lose your job, your house burns down, you're not going to be joyful, right? You're going to go through some shit. You're going to be stressed. So let's make this practical. What you would do is try to find joy within the situation. Oh, grandma, grandpa's in a better place. They're in the ancestral realm now. Now I could light candles and they could talk to me in dreams. This is finding joy in the situation. Okay, the house burned down. Of course you're stressed out, right? But I'm still alive. I still have my legs. I still have my eyes. I still have my arms. I didn't get burned, right? Or, let's say you got to burn an arm. You guys get my point. Finding joy in your life is of primary importance going through different things. But if you're focused on the idiot box all day, if you're focused on, oh, everybody's coming to the Capitol, oh, it's going to be war, oh, there's going to be a race war. Ain't going to be no race war. We got guns, nigga. We got guns, okay? A lot of them. Ain't gonna be no race war. A lot of them. And we fire them, all right? Ain't gonna be no race war. Don't nobody really want it with us, all right? It's just through conditioning over time and through media propaganda. Go watch WandaVision, all right? I think I'm gonna do a decode on that too. But through time, we have been miseducated, okay, into believing that these people are more powerful than us. That's why when we seen all these crackers raiding the Capitol, the first response from a lot of y'all is, if it was black, if it was us, because you want to put yourself in the victim situation because the victim narrative has been presented to us over and over and over and over and over again. Repetition breeds memory. All right. So it's about, so part of this Het Heru is finding joy, but they're going to flip finding joy on you in this particular scenario. Let's move on. Actually, I don't want to get into Lovecraft Country yet. So, but I'm going to get there next. So I want to, let's go back to my Instagram. I want to show you, like I said, it's going to be a long video, probably like maybe 2-3 hours. Sorry. You guys could come back later. I'm on some panic shit tonight. But I got to give y'all this information. All right. It's my duty. Bear with me. And if you're new, please hit that subscribe button, like, share. I'm dropping it tonight. Nigga and niggettes. And my crackers. And my Hispaniols. All right, let's go back. So again, we're going, this is my page. You can follow me. All right. All right, so I talked about Het Heru, right? You saw the colors. We went in depth, okay? U.S. rivers are changing from blue to yellow and green. From blue to yellow and green, all right? What did we just see? Am I bugging? Or is that not yellow and green? Stephanie, you could hit me. I'm gonna give you my anybody, you guys could email me at I'm gonna put my joint in the chat room now. Okay, now, yeah, mad scientists, really. I ain't making this up. This is from I forgot which source, but you can look this up. Harry Baker, US. You just take this screen, take this. U.S. rivers are changed from blue to yellow and green. And you'll find it. All right. So what I wrote here, Oshun Het Heru, Hathor represents love, passion, sensuality, but most importantly, a joyful imagination. Imagination and passion will rule this Aquarian era. Era's creativity and quest for freedom. Manifestation will be more effective using these principles. Ironically, Het Heru is also yellow and green, representing the sensuality, passionate nature of the sacral chakra needed to power the connective energy and magnetism of the heart chakra, as above, so below. All right. So, you know, we showing and proving. I'm not just talking. I'm not just talking. Oshun is fertility and love. She is fresh water. Oshun is the Orisha of love. Yellow and green. Okay. Oshun rules over rivers. All right. Oshun rules over rivers. All right. So this is what's going on. Now, let's tap back in to, so I posted that, right? And then shortly after, oh, this is important too. Get you some sun, all right? Don't be out here crying about the Roni and you ain't going outside and you ain't because of this and that. And when you go outside, people, suck some air. If you're by yourself and you're walking, or if you're by yourself, go outside and get some fresh air. Stop stepping outside the house with a mask everywhere. When are you going to breathe some fresh air? You ain't getting fresh air in the house. So step outside without the mask every once in a while. Like, come on, people. Come on, people. All right. You need some sun. We are people of the sun, especially those of us that are melanated. All right. You need some sun in order to fight what's going on right now. So let's go up to, interesting. All right. This is a little head-heruish, might I say. All right. Green, gold. Okay. This is green. This is gold. Now she is an AKA, and these are AKA colors, but it is still a hack into your psychology. And I broke this down, I think, to the T. Okay. You guys could go read this whole thing. It's pretty long, so I don't want to go into it for time. But if you look at these colors, you'll see that there is also that Het-Heru element, all right, that is going on. But I also want to, actually, I don't even need to do that because I always show and prove, all right? Oshun Pink. I ain't making this up, okay? I ain't making nothing up. All right, Oshun Pink. Let's go back again. Okay. And again, just the significators, all right? So I'm updating this as time goes by on the gram, all right? So definitely you want to follow me because I'm tracking this, all right? So boom, this is what they've done. But I also, actually, let me pull this back up. Wonder Woman 84 came out recently, okay? Please go watch Wonder Woman 84. Wonder Woman 84 is for decoders. It's not a good movie. It's not. It's a very trash sequel to the original Wonder Woman, but it's all Wonder Woman 84 is telling you the future. They're trying to tell you the future. And I'm going to get into that before they take it off HBO Max. I'm gonna do a decode on that, so you guys will see that because we need to go into that. And I haven't seen anybody really go into it but say it's a trash movie, but it's really not. It's telling you the future in plain sight. You just got to know how to decode. So Wonder Woman, what that look like, folks? Am I bugging? Let me know in the comments. Am I crazy? Or is this pink not similar to this pink? And is this green not similar to this green? And this not similar to Kamala in the middle? Let me know in the chat if I'm crazy. Let me know if I'm crazy. Because maybe I'm bugging. Same color schemes, same green with this middle. Now, I took this today, this particular picture of Wonder Woman 84. I took this today. The original picture of Wonder Woman wasn't like this at all. Wasn't like this at all, okay? The original picture that was on the screen, if you guys have HBO Max, you guys know this wasn't the original promo picture. They just did this maybe 2 days ago. Because I looked at HBO Max on Sunday and it didn't look like this, the cover. So what they're trying to do is tap into, with Kamala, they're going to tap into this energy. And we're going to get more into Kamala. Again, don't worry. It's going to be a long build, guys. You might have to come back to this, okay? I'm going in today. I'm going the fuck in, all right? And Kamala's an AKA. Exactly, Melanie. So these are also the same colors of the AKA, of her fraternity, which are the AKA. You are right. So this color scheme is similar because they're trying to hack into you, Melanie. They're trying to hack into the sisters, okay? They're trying to hack into the sisters, okay? This is what they want, as I showed you with the Stephanie Johns thing, okay? The black woman's energy is under attack. Y'all really need to be careful. Those of you who are melanated out here, brown and black women, they're going to use you guys and use her as a way to steer society to their whims. Again, like Uncle Murder said, we didn't vote for Kamala. We didn't vote for Joe Biden, sorry. In the wrap up 2020, so we didn't vote for Kamala. But we didn't vote for Joe Biden, sorry. We voted for Kamala. Okay, and that's true. Joe Biden was dead in the water till Kamala Harris came. But let's get a little bit more. We're gonna get a little more into her later. But I wanted to show y'all that. All right. And let's tap more into Virginia. Okay, this is Wonder Woman 1984, just a little decode. You see me stealing a picture. Okay. She throws this enemy into a sign that says Virginia is for lovers. So you really, again, you need to tap into this movie and look into it deeper now that I've kind of given you some clues. Okay, she throws somebody, this is the beginning of the movie. This whole movie, Wonder Woman 1984, takes place in Washington, D.C. The whole movie. So why all of a sudden is she throwing someone into the Virgin Mary? Virginia is for lovers, okay? It's to tap again into the Barbara Rose Johnson energy. All right? Into the Barbara Rose Johnson energy of her being replaced. And in that particular scene, also, in this particular scene, there's a black girl that Wonder Woman winks at. She winks at, and then after she throws him, she winks at, and then she starts defeating all the other so-called robbers in the movie. Okay, so this is also showing how they're tapped in. Okay, so check out Virginia. There might be some crazy things that happen in Virginia over the next months. So check that out. All right, a student in Farmville, Virginia. All right, it's right here. Right here. Okay. There's no such coincidence, only confirmation, people. All right. Let's go into Lovecraft. Like I said, I'm covering a lot of things tonight. All right. Lovecraft. So, getting into Lovecraft, right? Those of you who watch Lovecraft or are watching, if you haven't watched it, definitely something you want to get in. And the reason I'm bringing this up, Misha Green is the writer of Lovecraft Country. Okay. If you guys study the occult and know anything, this octopus represents Cthulhu. But just taking it from the Lovecraftian mindset, this is also representative of your melanated energy. Or again, this is not about race, so I'm gonna take it. But if you are melanated, you're here, you're chosen to be melanated for a reason, and you're chosen to be able to receive more power from the sun. What melanin really is a solar panel. Is a solar panel. And ironically, one of my last quote unquote jobs was working for a solar company before I started doing what I'm doing now. But at the solar company, I learned a lot about solar panels, that the solar panels earlier were blue back in the 80s and the 70s. And they found out that the black and the darker the solar panel was, the more energy that they were able to use. So now the solar panels are black. Even if you look at the Tesla solar panels, they're dark black, right? So with that being said, this dark energy is able to absorb light. That's it. Okay. Don't think that you're super special just because you're black. You're able to absorb more light. But if you don't do anything with that light, you don't do anything with that shining, right? The shining, you don't do anything with that. It's similar to having a Ferrari and driving it around the projects over and over. Every day you get that Ferrari, you hop in and you drive it around the projects. You're not maximizing the most out of that Ferrari. Also, Lovecraft Country. I'm not going to deep dive into this, but Lovecraft Country. In the end, the last episode, right? And I hope I'm not spoiling it. You know, this has been out for months. Sorry. This is a spoiler. Spoiler alert. Turn the phone off. Go on mute for a little bit, right? Till I go to the next slide. But it's going to be brief. Towards the end, those of you who have watched this, in Lovecraft Country, Misha Green wrote in she's one of the writers, even though Jordan Peele was behind it, she's really the person that wrote it and got it so-called green lighted through Jordan Peele. So it's really her creation, even though a white guy wrote it, she remixed it. And what happened in the movie, in the series, is she casted a spell. She casted a hex. And millions of people watched Lovecraft Country and are still watching it. And what did she say? She said at the end that white people are banned from magic. They're banned from utilizing magic. They're banned from tapping in. And that goes back to the Jupiter energy that I was talking about earlier, where Jupiter is able to absorb all the planets with space and have all the planetary energy. So the power is back on our side. All we really got to do is, as a collective consciousness, start tapping in and start dreaming those dreams in Technicolor for real, and start with repetition, the same way they feed us with repetitious commercials over and over, with repetition about the Roni over and over, right? So you get scared. We flip that repetition so that it works for us with things that are more positive, uplifting, enlightening, and the future that we want to see, not the future that's ruled by fear that's been given to us or ruled by Saturn, because Saturn is all about restriction, and restriction leads to fear. All right, you guys could unmute. So if you have went mute. All right, so let's go into the mind. So we want to receive Christ consciousness. But what is Christ consciousness? That sounds good. People talk about it on the internet. Oh, it's so sexy. Christ consciousness. To some, well, I heard Christ consciousness. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. I'm glad we are getting aligned with that. But it still goes back to that Het Heru energy. It still goes back to us tapping into that green and gold within us, that heart chakra and the solar plexus chakra. All right. If you look at Het Heru, okay, the color green is the heart chakra, the color yellow or the gold is the solar plexus. So this is really a combination of them both. All right. So leading into, and the solar plexus is what powers the heart chakra. The light, solar, it's called solar. I just talked about solar panels. So it's the light that you have within you, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, all right? That's the solar plexus. Basically, you know, you got your root chakra, your sacral chakra, then you got the solar plexus chakra, right? Sitting about, I don't know if you guys can see it, but sitting about, well, you can't see my chest, but sitting about right up there. And then you have the heart chakra, right? So the solar plexus, your light, how you perceive things. It's all about this eye in 2021 and beyond, not these eyes, okay? And what type of water you're bearing, because we are under the age of Aquarius, okay? So this light that you're bearing, so it's still this particular energy, and I showed you all the science and the confirmations of that. So let's go back into this, okay? So Christ consciousness is about tapping, using that solar plexus, that little light of yours, to tap in. Once you start to tap in to your purpose, why you're here, your agenda here on this planet, and start to live it and start to really go towards it, this particular crown of thorns, okay? Giant neurons that circle the brain like a crown of thorns could explain how consciousness originates in the brain. Scientists image neurons branching from a brain region thought to be the seat of consciousness. Not thought, nigga. It is. All right? It is. And this is what it looks like. Haven't you seen Jesus with a halo? Haven't you seen Jesus with a halo? Okay? So this is the halo. All right? Please, this is the halo. This is this halo of Christ consciousness. This is what, quick story. Once I started getting, you will start to feel this glowing, literally. It'll feel like a part of your brain has been unlocked once you start to do this, okay? So this is this crown of thorns around your brain, okay? So this is Christ consciousness, looking at it from a scientific perspective. No hoodoo, no woo-woo, no science, nigga, all right? Hidden seeds of consciousness, all right? This looks like chakra colors, doesn't it? That's right. Because once you start to tune into these chakras, again, this is not, there's never a day where you can say, okay, I've unlocked all the chakras. It's a day-to-day process. Every day is more of a day to reach self-mastery. And self-mastery is something you never fully complete because every day is a new journey. Every day is a new journey. All right. Oh, I froze. Okay. Y'all got that? Raymond, y'all got that about the Christ consciousness and what I was talking about with this crown of thorns? Hopefully you do. Okay. Now, let's go into, so the colostrum. All right. You guys heard of Santa Claus, right? You guys heard of Santa Claus? This clause is this colostrum, okay? Brain research has also always been interested in the colostrum, a thin seed of neurons attached to the underside of the neocortex in the center of the brain. You know Neo from the Matrix, okay? So Neo in the Matrix is represented you being tapped into your neocortex, and your neocortex is just the front of your brain, right? This is the neocortex, the newest part of your brain, what they say is most evolved. There's 3 parts of the brain. For time, I won't go into it, but look that up, all right? There's 3 different hemispheres, the limbic and the R complex. R complex, limbic brain, and then the frontal lobe, or the neocortex. For one, so this small little structure, which means hidden away, okay? So this saint, or this Santa Claus, this colostrum, this Saint Claus, okay? This thing you were supposed to activate during the solstice. But pro tip, every time the moon goes into your sun sign, so for me, when the moon is in Scorpio, right, what you should do and what you should be doing, if you're having sex, fellas especially, hold that seed. Don't let it go. If you're jerking off, hold that seed. Ladies, this is not something you have to really worry about, you know what I'm saying? But if you're one of those squirters, and again, I'm keeping it raw with y'all, if you're one of those squirters, you might, you know what I'm saying, want to chill for those 2 to 3 days while the moon is in your sign. Because what you want to activate, and you could do this every single month, okay? I'm giving you the cheat code, all right? Every single month when the moon is in your sky. So I'm a Scorpio. When the moon is in Scorpio, it's my time, okay? It's my time to tap in. It's my time to do heavy meditations. It's my time to kind of stay away from the media, right? As much as I can, and do more meditations. And also, if you're in tune, you will feel it. There's going to be an energy that's kind of, you feel when the moon is in your sky, okay? So you just have to get an app, have some way where you could track. And we are a people, all of us, all humanity, we are people that should be tuned into nature, that should be under nature, okay? And the stars and the cosmos have an influence. If you don't think that the cosmos has an influence, then when's a full moon, why are the tides pulled from the water? You know what I'm saying? Why are these things happening when certain planets are in orbit? I just showed you earlier what happened when there was when the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction that we didn't see, okay, that they hid from us through the chemtrails and the HAARP, okay? So this colostrum is something that we have to start tapping into this year so we could get our abundance on, we could get our love on, meet our boos, do all the things that we want to do, okay? So this is something, so again, cheat code. So I'm just going to go into this, I'm not going to take too long. So it has a remarkable anatomy in that it receives input from almost all regions of cortex and projects back to almost all regions of cortex. For this reason, some scientists speculate that the colostrum, the Santa Claus, is heavily involved in generating consciousness, which is a unified experience. Heavily involved in generating consciousness, which is a unified experience. So when we talk about the law of attraction, when we talk about manifesting, please realize that when you're manifesting, when you're practicing the law of attraction, there are elements and things that have to come into place in order for you to manifest X, Y, and Z. Okay, even though you are generating this consciousness, you are having an influence over everything on the earth. This means nature. This means the boo that you want to get. This means the home that you want to get, the car, blase, 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 blah. Okay, so the colostrum is tiny, occupying only 0.25% of the neocortex volume in humans, and only consists of a few cell types, and makes it easier to study. I ain't even touched the Baphomet yet. Yo, like I said, it's gonna be a long video, but I don't care. All right, those who are here are supposed to be here. So let's stop here. All right, so I gave you the hack. The colostrum, do with that what thou wilt. Okay. A little more about this. Okay. Mushrooms. Okay. The role of the colostrum in the psychedelic experience. If you are taking magic mushrooms, all right, or if you haven't, it's been a big thing in the community. I know Brother Rich and, you know what I'm saying, KT the Arch Degree and some others have talked about it. I have recently experienced. I shared it briefly on my Instagram, went live. I kind of deleted it, but I should have kept it up. But anyway, this is the primary active ingredient in the magic mushrooms, right? Please don't email me. Don't ask me. I have no information on how to get it for you. All right. I didn't have any information to get it, but I wanted it. Then eventually somebody hit me on my inbox like, yo, I got XYZ. All right. That's how it happened for me. And if you really want something, put it out there. We're in the age of Aquarius. Put your thoughts out there. Repeat them. It's going to come to you. And some of you guys are already seeing that happening in your lives. Those of you who are tapped in. All right. So it's going to talk more about the colostrum. Boom. Okay. Colostrum. The same clause. So now you know who Santa Claus is. It's not a white man. Stop telling your kids that this white guy's coming down the motherfucking chimney every December. No. The only white man that's coming down the chimney is that colostrum, that white milk from your pineal gland, from that colostrum, from that crown of thorns in your brain, okay? Which lights up once that pineal gland is activated. So this is something you could get into, all right? If you are a person. So again, magic mushrooms, this is science. This is not me saying this. This is not me telling you to do drugs or anything like that. This is science. The subjective effects of psychedelic drugs are characterized by alterations in attention and executive function. These shifts in attention and executive function may manifest in user. Okay, that's not what I want us to see. That's some bullshit to try to take you away from the gift of magic mushrooms. By the way, Mario Brothers, the whole video game was inspired by somebody taking magic mushrooms. Once I started taking them, and then I looked at Mario Brothers, I was like, yeah, he was on mushrooms. All right. In conclusion, the study by Barrett suggests a possible role in the colostrum. This is why it's illegal. Okay. This is why magic mushrooms are illegal. Colostrum and the subjective effects of psychobilin. Moreover, the results suggest a potential mechanism for brain network alterations observed in the psychedelic state by way of aberrant colostrum activity. Okay. And there's a whole bunch of studies out there about how magic mushrooms help people alleviate anxiety, see a new way of life, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. But if you are a negative person, you could also have a bad motherfucking trip. So be careful. I'm not responsible. All right. So what else do I have here? All right. Just some empirical evidence. Okay. One of my greatest things was, and I encourage some of y'all who know it all, right? Who got all the answers from all your teachers. Go talk to some atheists. Atheists are going to make you prove your shit. And you're not going to be able to just tell them, go do your research, because they don't want to hear that shit. You better do your research and show them. All right. So atheists will set you straight. They'll make you smarter. They'll make you better at your research game. A lot of y'all just be believing shit because it sounds good. It's exciting and it stimulates your drama nerve. You like the drama. You like to see brother this go against brother that. You like to see sister this beefing with sister that. You know what I'm saying? So you follow these people because of that. And again, a con man is always intelligent. They always have some wisdom to give you. The church conning people all day, but they got wisdom. Joel Osteen got wisdom. I've watched Joel Osteen. I've watched TD Jakes. I've watched all of them. They got wisdom. But at the end of the day, they about their bread, and they still want to have you worship a sky daddy. It's okay. So, but they all got wisdom, so you could always get calm. So this is just some more stuff about the colostrum. For time's sake, I'm not going to go into it. You guys can get into that as well. Okay. But I've showed you what it is. A little more about this. Okay. Again, you could screenshot these things and look for yourself. All right. This is in the Bible. Okay. Matthew, this is about the 5 virgins. All right. So I don't want to look at this whole thing. I just want to read this. So this is about the 5 virgins. This is in Matthew 25. You can look this up for yourself. So this is the oil. So the oil, the Christ essence in your body, this is Christ consciousness, okay? This is what we're on, this is what we're under, this is what we should be going for. The Christ essence of your body, chrism meaning Christ. It comes from the claustrum in the top part of your brain, which part goes down and goes to the pituitary gland and becomes a milky white substance, okay? You guys now see the crown of thorns, so you know what it is. You know it's not on that hippie, all right? The rest goes to the pineal gland and becomes a golden substance. This is the land of milk and honey that you've read about in the Bible, okay? The ancients called this the holy claustrum, as this is where God's gifts come from. It then became Saint Claustrum, then the Holy Claus to Santa Claus, bringing gifts from the North Pole. So you see how over time, right, it's changed and was hidden in story. It was hidden in another good movie. Damn, I forgot the name of it. But I'll tap in before the end of it. That's on Netflix, where this big giant is teaching this young kid about humanity through stories. Very, very good. When I finished watching it, I watched most of it. Very, very good. When the chisel spills out in abundance, this is what I was telling you guys about spilling your seed all crazy. Okay, when that's so practice some semen retention, fellas, especially when your moon, when the moon is in your sun sign. When we're going to meditate, abstain from sexual intercourse, allow some oil to be in the lamp, because what happens is, as the moon is in your sign, what happens with the moon? It pulls water from the earth. So what is your body mostly made up of? Water, right? So the moon is pulling water from your body the same way that the moon is pulling water from the oceans and the rivers. So this water or this light going out is basically your thoughts and your intentions and your ideation during this time going out into the universe. So you want this oil to be in your lamp, okay? In your body. This oil goes up the spinal column and touches the pineal, and the sun shines in our life as the Christ appears. No oil in the lamp, our energies are dispersed in the lower mind. Oil, life force, prana, okay? So should be self-explanatory. All right, Chisholm, called myrrh. What did they greet the Christ with, people? What did they greet the Christ with? And yes, Raymond, you are right. Just like ayahuasca too. Yep, it'll come to you. All right. Okay, myrrh. What did they greeted Jesus with? What? Frankincense and myrrh. Okay. Chisholm also called myrrh. So you want to have some myrrh. Okay. You want to burn myrrh, especially when you want to burn frankincense and myrrh when the moon is in your sun sign. All right. I haven't seen many people talk about this on the internet. You have in your brain 12 cranial nerves. When this is activated on a monthly basis, and some of y'all, and even myself, before I knew about this and research, we've done this without knowing. You may have had a spiritual itch or been excited during that time, or felt even horny, because sexual energy is how we all got here, right? During when your moon is, and you just kind of triggered certain things. So you're trying to activate this particular part of the brain. You're trying to activate these 12 cranial nerves. One of the most important nerves to activate, or that you activate during meditation, is this vagus nerve. This vagus nerve puts you in the state of rest and digest. All right. Shout out to y'all. Y'all still there? Y'all still hear me? Let me see. Hold on. All right. Y'all still there. Y'all still there. All right. I see myself. So this is the particular nerves right here. All right. So let me do something real quick. Okay, so these 12 cranial nerves basically are dealing with you opening up into the Christ consciousness. These are the 12 disciples in the Bible. Okay, this is what these are the 12 disciples. This is what it represents. The Bible is a book based on astrology and based on esotericism. All these stories is the same story of Santa Claus. The biblical stories are not meant to be taken literally. Jesus did not turn water into wine, literally. He did not feed a multitude of people with fish from bread, okay? Him turning water into wine is talking about you activating this colostrum, and him activating the people with his wisdom, okay? The whole feeding people, whatever the story was with fish or whatever, right? All the stories are symbolic, okay? This is not, there was a person named Yeshua who studied and went under different mystery school systems. If you read a book called The Aquarian Gospel of Jesus Christ, or you study Krishna in the Indus Kush, or now they took it from Indus Kush to the quote unquote Buddhist or Vedic tradition. But if you study these particular stories of Krishna and this Aquarian gospel, you'll see that Jesus was just a dude. He went through ups and downs. He went through struggles, or really Yahshua. And he was just an enlightened man, which you and I are, or you and I can be, depending on the work and the study that we put in, just like the Christ. Okay, you choose yourself. Okay, you choose your soul tribe. You choose the people that you be around. You choose if you want to be around people and events and things that's going to activate this or not. Just be a regular human. There's nothing wrong with that. You're just going to come back again. You just come back again, and go through the same thing and go through this hell called Earth. That's all. So the choice is yours. Everybody's not called, nor is everyone supposed to be. All right. You are here and you are doing this and you are watching this for a reason, when you could be watching fight videos and gossip videos and Tasha K or whatever. All right. So let's continue moving. So when they talk about the North Pole, Santa Claus and the North Pole, okay, they're talking about enlightenment. Okay, Santa going to the North Pole is talking about you going into a higher self. All right, and this is also just some more hacks where you basically, the different parts of your nervous system, okay? You've heard of paranormal, okay? You've heard of paranormal. The paranormal, this is the system, the rest and digest, when you go into meditation, when you're in church and you get inspired, when you're in the mosque and you get inspired, right? This is what happens. You tap into this parasympathetic rest and digest, okay? And you'll see it decreases heart rate, increases saliva, constricts pupils, consists bronchi, slows down the breathing, decreases blood flow, right? This allows, because your body's not in fight or flight, which is the sympathetic. And this is why y'all want to save everybody, okay? Because y'all are really tapped into the sympathetic, okay? And y'all are feeding yourself a lot of fight or flight. So if you have this urge to save the world, if you have this urge to, save everybody in humanity, it's because you're tuned too much into humanity. You're tuned too much into fight or flight. You're tuned too much into the drama. You're tuned too much into the Vite videos. You're tuned too much into what was the popular thing? The debates. You're tuned too much into Biden versus Trump. You're too much into fight or flight. So you're more sympathetic. You're more tapped in. I've been here in this mindset. And thankfully, my mindset is more this, because I meditate, I eat certain food. I'm trying to, master myself, as hopefully we all are, right? So this fight or flight was here for when animals attacked, when you were in the wild and living in places where there weren't cities and homes and shit like that. Pardon me for a jack break. Spirits. So parasympathetic is what you want to tap into. This is most likely achieved through meditation, being in nature, tapping into those frequencies, 528 hertz, 432 hertz, etc. Things that put you in this mindset you want to deal with. So that is that. Okay, this is Luke Skywalker fighting Darth Vader. Notice that he has Notice that he has the green sword, okay? And if, all right, there's 49 people here, not the same amount of likes, so please hit that like button. And if I'm dropping this on you, if I'm giving you something that's working for you, don't hesitate to hit that donate button, all right? Fair exchange is no robbery, all right? And I promise you, I'll use it towards getting my time to bring you more of these decoded and these live videos, all right? It takes time and me going out to get, you know, dollars and cents and shit like that, when hopefully you guys could contribute so that I could do more things like this for you guys, all right? So don't hesitate. So the green is going back to this Het Heru, or this heart chakra energy, okay, of this lightsaber, all right? So that's why it was featured in this particular movie, because it is Luke Skywalker is you. You are Luke Skywalker. Your Christ consciousness is Luke Skywalker, walking on the skies, flowing on, walking above, being higher than, right? So that's all significant related to this particular picture, okay? So again, just more proof about tapping into this heart chakra and how to tap into this heart chakra. And it's about your receptivity. You're being tapped into your environment. Your connection to everything on the earth starts here. Your connection to everything in the universe starts here, including the car you want to manifest, the house you want to manifest, the boo you want to manifest, the person you want to hex, the person you want to curse, the person you don't like. It all comes from here. And it is all a reflection of you, because it's all based on your perception. The person I may not like, right, is a person you may like. It's all our perception. The human hasn't changed. Okay, the person you like and the person I don't like, but that person is who that person is. But it's my perception of that person versus your perception of that person. That's what makes it a reality. That's why some people like older cars. Some people want a brand new car. Some people like vintage homes. Some people want brand new homes, et cetera, et cetera. It's all perception at the end of the day. So us going into God consciousness or Christ consciousness is about opening up this Christ consciousness, opening up this heart center, dealing with shadow work, dealing with healing, dealing with getting into this frequency, dealing with getting through and seeing what your connections are to this outside world and how your branches, your leaves, right? I love this picture because we're trees. We're nothing but big ass human trees at the end of the day. Trees have chlorophyll. Okay, we have eumelanin. They work the same. They work the same. If you study eumelanin, you study chlorophyll, it's the same thing. Okay, we breathe in oxygen, breathe out carbon dioxide. I always talk about this. So this is our connection to the planet. So the more you tap into this heart chakra, the more you are tapped into the universe. If you saw the movie Soul, you know, when he was playing the piano and that feeling that they talk about, that vibe, you know, that connection to everything. You want to have these experiences where you're connected, where you feel connected, where you are in the moment, where you're not thinking about bills, you're not thinking the past. Again, this is why meditation is so important. But if you can't, well, I'm not going to say you can't, because everybody can. But if, you know, it's something that you are not acclimated, hack into those frequencies. Again, 528 hertz, 33 hertz Christ consciousness frequency, 528 DNA repair, 432 hertz grounding and connecting, heart chakra. Okay, 432 is definitely heart chakra. All right, this is going to lead you to your healing. Now, you could either reject the healing or not reject the healing, but you got to face these demons. You got to see these branches. Okay, this branch might be, you know, emotional abuse from a parent. This might be sexual abuse from someone. This branch might be financial hardship, seeing your parents' financial hardship and being in financial hardship and thinking money is just for the rich people. This might be, you know, eating, comfort food eating, you know, seeing where that comes from. This might be, I hate black men. Black men keep doing me dirty. You know what I'm saying? I can't find a good man. There's no good man out there. Where did that come from? Where did these branches of these ideas and these thoughts come from? This is the shadow work. This is healing your tree, your inner tree of life. Okay, there is an esoteric tree of life, which I have a video about. You can check that out. But this is tapping into your tree of life. This is what healing your chakras are all about. This is what identifying your chakras are all about. I mentioned this when I used to If you look back at my old videos, you know, I was very nervous, very uncomfortable. It's because I was speaking from the brain and not the heart. Once I started speaking from the heart, they automatically started connected. But I had to shift my focus in meditation and consciously say I want to shift my focus. Okay, this is me dealing with these leaves. One of these leaves is my mom. Okay, I had to deal with that leaf. You know what I'm saying? Forgiveness. You know, not finding joy in the situation. Hey, I wasn't molested. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't physically abused. You know, I had a home all the time. My lights was on. Finding the joy amidst the pain. Could tap into that head rule and that heart energy. So this way, when I think about these things, I'm not just thinking about the trauma, I'm thinking about the joy. And you could also grow a new branch or reprogram yourself as much as you want. There's no limit, but this is why this work has to be done on a day-to-day basis. You know, you can't think you got it all or you mastered it all or you know it all, or you're going to be twisted. All right. So heart brain facts. Okay. The heart has a system of neurons that both have short and long-term memory, and the signals they send to the brain can affect our emotional experience. So your aura, your electromagnetic field, which is what science calls the aura, electromagnetic field, aura. Okay, same thing. They call this also a toroidal field or a torus. Okay. So this is what you walk around with every day. You can't see it, but it's what you walk around with. So depending on who you are, this field could either be big, right? Or this field could be tiny, right? It all depends on you. This field is how you manifest things. This field is how you bring things into existence. This field is how you get downloads from your ancestors. This field is how you get awareness of your environment. If your field is small, then how much impact do you think your spells are going to have? How much impact do you think your thoughts and affirmations are going to have? How much impact do you think that your visualizations are going to have? So you have to expand this field. And by expanding this field, it's you getting in touch with, first and foremost, who you are and healing who you are. Once you know thyself, you know everything else about others. Once you know thyself, you know others. Okay. Once you know thyself, you understand your environment. Once you know thyself, you're more confident. And there's a plethora of benefits from knowing yourself, more than focusing on other people. All right. So the heart has both. So save yourself before you want to save other people. A lot of women, especially, they devote their whole lives to either a man or their children. And they wake up, they're 65, 70 years old and realize that too old this into fruition, because this takes vitality as well. This is why food is important. Okay, the pineal gland, from what I know, is in the body. The heart, from what I know, is in the body. Okay, so health is important, so you can maximize this energy in your body. Do what thou wilt. I'm just telling you the facts. So don't discount, oh, I could change the frequency through my, through my pineal gland. No, nigga, you need to change that diet as well, or at least balance it out. You know what I'm saying? I eat motherfucking anything, pretty much, except like pork chops and shit. But I balance it out too. You know what I'm saying? With the things that I do. You know what I'm saying? I smoke weed and shit, but I drink Mulin to balance it out, because Mulin takes care, and again, go on my Instagram page. All right. Anyway, so the heart sends more information to the brain than the brain sends to the heart. Again, read this. The heart sends more information to the brain than the brain sends to the heart. One more time. The heart sends more information to the brain than the brain sends to the heart. So Christ consciousness is about tapping into this heart chakra again. Coherent heart rhythms help the brain in creativity and innovative problem solving. So this is going back into the tapping into that parasympathetic. Your heart emits an electromagnetic field that changes according to your emotions. This is why you can't be bought into the system of humanity. You have to realize you are a God. Once you are a God, you are above all of this shit. You don't care what happens to Trump. You don't care what happens to Biden. Fuck them. And fuck taking a side. The side is your side. And your side is finding wisdom in both of them. There's things in Trump that I like and love. There's things in Biden, not so much. You know what I'm saying? But I like and love as well, right? There's different things in both of them. The key is to find out what works for you. The key is to find out what works to you and actually fuck both of them. This is the age of Aquarius. So it's about working for yourself or figuring out what your purpose is and how you're going to deal with that. This is when millionaires are made. Right now is the time when millionaires are made. We're in a whole new era. Things are changing rapidly. The monetary system is changing. There's going to be new technology, right? They're already talking about rolling out exoskeletons where you could walk on water and all different type of things, different virtual and augmented reality. These are the things that are coming down the pike and going to be here quite shortly. Holograms and things like that, okay? So you really got to get on your perception before your perception is being manipulated by these people that has no love for you in centuries and are strictly trying to stay in power and taking many of y'all down through the racks scene and the mark, which is the mark of the beast, and also through you buying into the system and thinking these people love you and want to save you when they never have throughout your whole existence. And even if you're a poor white person, they don't give a shit about you either. Okay? Don't think you're better because you're white, because you are going through the shit right now. You are the target. Okay? Because they're trying to get rid of y'all asses too. So y'all are the new niggas right now. All right. So be careful. Be careful out here. All right. You need to tap in with a black person and be very, very nice to them. Very, very nice. Very cordial. Okay. And try to get to know one of them so you don't have to come back here and do it over again. Because we got the answers and it's our time. Pyramid of Giza. Okay. The Pyramid of Giza could take this same heart chakra, the same electromagnetic energy, and use it to your benefit, okay? So I got a download when I was on a mushroom trip, and the download that I got was, I got a lot of downloads, you know what I'm saying? Traveled a lot of places. But as I was doing the trip, what it was telling me is that since they recently got, and if you notice, damn, well, I ain't gonna go there because that's gonna take me a long time, maybe another video. But they've recently went back into the tomb of Saqqara in Egypt, which is basically where they buried a lot of the priests. They buried basically, the priesthood was buried in this tomb. So they're pulling up a lot of bones, and they just found a new document that they're saying is another funerary text that they never discovered before. So this is basically traveling into, quote unquote, the dead zone, which is that same dead zone again, that dark matter that you go to when you're sleeping. It's very easy to understand this thing. You go to sleep, you're going into God consciousness, okay? You wake up, you're back into humanity. You meditate, you're going into God consciousness. Close your eyes to pray, you're going into God consciousness. When you're thinking thoughts, and even what I'm saying, thinking thoughts, and you see the words fly through your mind, thinking thoughts, that's God consciousness. You can program that, but it's up to you. So the download that I got was that the pyramids are going to start falling apart. They're no longer needed. The information is out here. You have the internet now. All the secrets have been revealed, and they're going to drop another major secret this year through those funerary texts. So you're going to see more books come out, right, with different knowledge for us to access, and also superpowers coming online. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily flying and shooting fireballs out your ass, but superpowers that are going to help raise humanity and protect you from the surge called white America. From the scourge called white America. All right. So, and you guys could go into this, screenshot this. I'm not going to go through this whole thing for time. This is already a long ass video. All right. So, boom. There you go. You can research that for yourself. But that is the proof that the pyramids also have a heart chakra. So when Napoleon went into the pyramids, what he did was he came up with the plan on conquering the world because he was tapped into that electromagnetic energy of the earth, or the heart chakra of the earth. Okay, as above, so below. So the solar plexus, we were talking about that earlier when we were talking about Het Heru, when we were talking about using the yellow. And let's just pull. I should have just took a picture to keep going back, but so I talked about Het Heru, earlier, if you guys are coming in, about the yellow and gold. All right, I'm not going to go back into that. You could go back, but the yellow and gold and the influence of Het Heru. All right, and how the yellow represents the solar plexus chakra, and the green represents the heart chakra. This is all tying into Christ consciousness, folks. This is the feminine aspect. Okay, the solar plex, the heart is definitely dealing with the feminine aspect, but the solar plexus is dealing with the masculine aspect. So Het Heru means house of Heru. In a man, this would represent the gonads or the testicles. In a woman, this would represent the ovaries, the house of your sexual energy, which is that claustrum. Okay. If something comes out of you sexually other than something that looks white, then you need to go get that checked out. ASAP, nigga. All right. So that's that. So let's go back. So the solar plexus, I just wanted to show you that. The celiac plexus, also known as the solar plexus because of its radiating nerve fibers, is a complex network of nerves. A nerve plexus located in the abdomen near where the celiac trunk and renal arteries, blah, blah, blah. So the celiac plexus is the solar plexus. Let's look at what it looks like, though. All right. So this is what it looks like. Okay. Celiac plexus. Now look at this particular structure. Okay. Look at this particular structure. Okay. What does this look like? What does this look like? What can we compare this to? What we're going to compare this to is, Superman. Where does Superman get his power from? Okay, put that in the chat. Where does Superman get his power from? Is it not the sun? Is it not the sun? Maybe I'm bugging. Maybe I'm bugging. Is it not the sun? All right, Superman gets his power from the sun. The poison is kryptonite, things that are cryptic. Okay, things that he can't see. Okay, so it's a radiating nerve. I'm not making this up. It's all proven. Okay, Superman, Superwoman. Look at it. Look at it. One more time. Look at it. Look at it. Solar plexus. So you are the Superman if you choose to be. Okay, if you choose to come into the light, you choose to feed on the light. And what is light? Light is not this corny, manufactured pop light where it's all fluffy and, flowers and roses. No, the light is your purpose. That's the light. The light is what you are here. You were reincarnated if you're here. Maybe it's your first incarnation, right? But what are you here to do? Why are you here? What are you passionate about? What are you passionate about? Whatever you're passionate about, that's what you're here to do. And you need to focus on that and devote your life towards that. And this is your Superman logo. This is you tapping into your solar plexus. Sex magic isn't going to do it. Having the most money in the world isn't going to do it. Having the fanciest car isn't going to do it. Having 3 or 4 women or 4 or 5 men isn't going to do it. Et cetera, et cetera. This is going to take work. This is going to take shadow work, self-work to activate this part of your body, the solar plex, which is the Superman in you. Let's go. Okay. Keep going. All right. I'm going to try to end this at 1 here. But a lot of y'all are out of state. Shout out to my California people. Y'all be rocking with me on these late night things. I appreciate you. All right. Especially y'all rocking with me on a Tuesday. So remember I told y'all earlier about Jupiter. Okay. Let's go back because I know this is long and a lot of y'all weren't there. So talked about Jupiter earlier and how when the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction happened on December 21st, 2020, how big that was and how Jupiter is basically a planet that could fit all the planets in the solar system, all right, in a ball. And it still wouldn't be half the size of Jupiter, which is said right here. So how Jupiter basically took over Saturn, that's why these things are happening right now. And that's why, quote unquote, I'm just saying this, I hate saying the word. No, I'm not even gonna say it. Racism, white racism is being demonized, okay? Racism isn't like the thing you don't want to be if you're white right now. Like that's you and you don't want to be a racist Trump supporter. Like it's out of style, okay? Whoever thought this would happen? Not me in my lifetime. That's a great time to be alive, okay? So going back, so Jupiter, as I told you, is Jupiter Zeus, okay? Jupiter Zeus, Jesus. Jupiter Zeus, Jesus. Jupiter Zeus, Jesus, okay? So that's where Jesus comes from. It's all astrological. So Zeus and Ganymede, okay? This is an interesting story, okay? Because this is going to tie into how Zeus is, it's going to tie into how the Zeus and his Ganymede and show you. Now, Joe Biden's whole thing was that in the first 100 days of his presidency, he's going to let, boys go into the bathroom with your girls and girls go into the bathroom with your boys. He's going to enact these things. He's going to, enact these laws for the, LGBTQ, XYRZ, WTF crew, right? I have no skin in the game with who you sleep with. I personally don't care, but I do care when it's weaponized, especially against children, right? So, so the story of Ganymede. Let's get into this a little bit because I'm going to tap into what's going on and show you how everything is working in your favor. You do not need to fear nothing at all, for real. All you need to do is work on you during this time, and tomorrow you need to hack into this energy, and we're going to get into that. So it says Ganymede was a handsome young prince in Greek mythology. His story had less in common with those of the great heroes. As a young man, Ganymede was abducted by Zeus. Okay, this is the Greek story, all right? But this Zeus is really Heru. But this ain't our story. You know what I'm saying? This is the Greek story, all right? This is the white story, all right? Or the European story, the Greek story, right? So, as a young man, Ganymede was abducted by Zeus and taken to Mount Olympus to be his cupbearer. So basically, this is saying Zeus snatched this boy and took him to Mount Olympus to bear his cup. When we're dealing with cups, we're dealing with emotions, all right? So whenever you see a cupbearer or you see a cup of water or you look in the tarot card, you're looking at cups, right? They're dealing with emotions. Most ancient sources make it clear that their relationship was a romantic one, okay? So we're going to talk about Ganymede because Ganymede is Aquarius. Ganymede is the sign that they're using for Aquarius. So you're going to see a lot of LGBTQ, WTF rights and things like that being passed. That's why Biden said he's going to do it in the first 100 days. Okay, these Democrats are not playing with you and they're trying to get you to buy in. They're trying to ride and surf these waves of energy. But guess what? You're the best surfer. You're the best surfer on the planet. They don't have the solar, these elites don't have the solar capacity to surf the way, they don't have the melanin to surf the way you do, melanated man and woman. They don't have it. So you need to tap in to this. I told y'all what to do earlier, okay, about tapping into the chism. The more you do that, the better off we'll all be. I need a world for my kids to live in. So let's all try to get to this. All right. So the idea of the gods having the same sex relationship maybe seems surprising, but if all right. We already know that these Greek people slept with little boys. Shouldn't be a secret at this point in 2021. All right. So the modern realist practice raises the issues of consent and power dynamics. All right. So in ancient Greece, this was created to create deeper emotional bonds than found in marriage. All right. So remember, this is where the Jesus thing comes from, Zeus, okay? While the male gods of Olympus were most often known for their love of young women, many also had stories featuring male love interests. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Maybe they'll ban me from YouTube for this, but I'm going to tell you. The reason that the elites and the reason why men that are in these elite cults sleep with little boys is so that they could siphon their energy. When I remember back in 2000, maybe 8, when the internet kind of started bubbling a little bit for Black people started getting on the internet more. Because those of you who are younger, Black people weren't on the internet like 2001, 2002. It was mostly white people and maybe you had the fringe so-called nerds on the internet, but it wasn't really prevalent for everyone. Like 2005, started seeing it more with smartphones, and the laptops started getting smaller and more expensive, et cetera, et cetera. So 2008, you know what I'm saying, I had a little computer, so I was looking at it or whatever at a desktop, and I remember reading an article about this guy, and he was just talking about it in like with such passion, sleeping with boys, you know what I'm saying, and how it made him feel energized, and how it was like drinking an elixir, or how it was like, you know, anything you could think of that's going to energize you. If you're a guy, you get some, you know, in the morning, you know, fellas, you in the morning, you wake up, you get some good head or some good, you know, sex, boom, you have a great day. I'm sure it's the same for ladies, right? So it's still that particular energy that they're using, but they're taking it from children, because children are new to the realm. Children are pure. Their water, their inner waters are pure. They haven't been diluted by this world as yet. You understand? So so people that are pedophiles, this is why oftentimes they're addicted, because they don't understand. That's why a lot of times you send a pedophile home from jail, they go right back and do it again, because of the addiction to that energy. And they don't know it because they're not tapped into the science, okay? And a lot of them also have this in their DNA. You know, a lot of people come from the stock of Greek people, so it's in the DNA. If your powerful ancestors are on your DNA, some negative ones are also, okay? So you gotta be very careful with what you're tuned into and what your emotions are, all right? So this is so basically this is, I'm going to show you, this is Aquarius. This is what they get from Aquarius. So he's regarded as the most beautiful human on earth, male or female. Poets describe him as have golden hair, that fair and curls. Listen to this shit. Listen to this shit. Disgusting. Okay? Even whoever wrote this is disgusting. All right? But anyway, Ganymede was tending flocks of sheep. All right, and this is the whole story. If you watch what's that show on Netflix? It's an anime. It's an anime. I think it's called Blood of Zeus, actually. I think it's called Blood of Zeus. I could be wrong. Somebody tell me in the comments. I know y'all saw it. It's something of Zeus. I believe it's Blood of Zeus. It's about this story of Ganymede. Okay, they don't show him as gay, but it's about that story. It's about Blood of Zeus. Yes, thank you, Ezekiel. So it's about this particular story of Ganymede. They just don't say Ganymede, and they're just not depicting him as gay. And that whole Blood of Zeus was a ritual. Actually, if you look in that particular anime, in the beginning, they killed the older gods to build the Greek gods, and they basically threw a spell on the older gods and tricked them. But the older gods are all our gods, you know what I'm saying? Hydras and, you know, people that look comedic and things like that. So that was a ritualized spell in that particular thing. So again, it's all about awareness, using this eye, not these eyes, right? Even in that particular film, right, those of you who have watched it, there was a boy with blue eyes that was Ganymede, and the boy with brown eyes became the villain of the film, okay? And he was the one that he threw into the river. Go watch Blood of Zeus, and, you know, you could decode that after this, all right? So Ganymede is this boy, all right? You can read this whole story for time. I'm not going to get into it, but you screenshot that and dig deep. This is Aquarius. Aquarius is Ganymede. The sign of Aquarius is gay as fuck. It's what they call it, non-binary now, non-binary. So boy or girl, this is Ganymede. This is the water bearer. This is the sign that we are under today. Okay, we're under the age of Aquarius. We're in Aquarius season right now. Shout out to all the Aquariuses. Okay, shout out to one of my favorite Aquariuses, V. You know who you are, V. One of my favorite Aquariuses in the world. All right. So it's her time. And all you Aquarius, shout out to y'all. All right. So Aquarius is the water bearer, but this is Ganymede. And this is where this comes from, this Greek story. All right. So moving on. Peace, Taekwon. Peace, peace, peace. One of my students in the elemental magic class. All right. Tell them about the class, Ezekiel. Tell them drop a little something about the class if you want to. If not, it's cool. All right. All right, discovery in space, FM radio signal coming from Jupiter's moon, Ganymede. You can't make this up. I can't make this up. Told you, Jupiter, Zeus, FM radio signal. This is something that happened when the 8th. Okay. Juno spaceship orbiting Jupiter has discovered an FM radio signal coming from Ganymede. Those of you who are melanated that are watching this, and those of you who are, because I don't want to just say melanated, because melanin is nothing if you don't use it. If you are Caucasian, Spanish, anything, if you went under the study for long enough, you are tapped in. You're on the frequency as well. So these frequencies are hitting our planet, right? They have hit our planet. This is coming from this particular moon of Aquarius, okay? Radio signals and radio waves are part of the electromagnetic spectrum, okay? So you feel these waves. You may not know it, right? Because you don't see them. Again, it's about more perception, okay? But these waves are coming in. So if you're tapped in, you're getting upgraded. Your DNA is getting upgraded. You're getting ancestral memory. You should be manifesting. I've been manifesting things fast as fuck. You should be manifesting things fast as fuck, okay? It says it right here. Juno is traveling across the polar region of Jupiter with magnetic field lines. Okay, you're an electromagnetic being. Magnetic field lines connect to Ganymede. Magnetic. It says magnetic. And that's when it crossed the radio source. Scientifically, it's called a decometric radio emission. Here on Earth, we know it as Wi-Fi, and we use it every day. I mean, how much more clearer can this be? There's Wi-Fi in my home right now. There's Wi-Fi in your home probably, right? Or using somebody else's Wi-Fi. You don't see the Wi-Fi, but the Wi-Fi is felt. That's why we wear things like black tourmaline and, onyx and these different stones that are protective, so that we're not influenced, And I recommend you getting some tourmaline to keep around your home, especially with what's going on with these nanotechnology and all that. But that's another story for another day. So I just want to show y'all what's going on and how you're in the winning column. Stop thinking you're going to lose. You know what I'm saying? Stop thinking it's going to be a race war. It's your time. Like, embrace it and move towards it. If you don't, then you're going to move towards the homies. You're going to move towards the homie and the new homie. All right? And you're going to think these people are really out to save you because it's a black woman. Ain't a black woman. You know how many black women are DAs, which was Kamala Harris? I had a black woman that was a DA when I got arrested. And let me tell you, she wanted me locked up for a long ass time. Black woman, blacker than me. All right, so don't take, this is not about race. This is about elite versus the non-elite. And this is about, more importantly, right versus wrong, okay? And right is subjective, yes, but we all know that we want to live in a better world. We all know that we want abundance. We all know that we dislike racism. We dislike kids getting hurt. So we know truly what right and wrong is. We know truly and that's because as people that are connected to the source, connected to the darkness, that's why we reflect darkness. Those of us that are in tune with our inner darkness, no matter what race you are able to come up and understand these things, okay? This is why Freemasonry, y'all demonize it, but Freemasonry was so important to the construction of America, because with Freemasonry, you're using our esoteric sciences from the Egyptian mystery school. So they were able to tap into right or wrong via the ancestors, okay? And right now, the time we live in, it just happens to be the white man's time. One time it was our time, another time it was the Mayans, another time it was the Asians, okay? Et cetera, et cetera. So we just happen to live in the time of the white man. It's all right, but their time is up. It was short. It's up. And you guys see that. All right, they're trying to hold on for dear life, okay? So this is just more Heru, Zeus. In Latin, the H sound is spelled with a J. When we see that, when a name such as Jose is spelled, instead of Jose, it is Jose, okay? Because there's no, so this is more Jupiter Zeus, okay? Which is really Heru, but the Greeks Zeus, okay? Heru, Zeus, and you see the hippie right here, all right? So there's no, in the H, the sound is J, so names such as Jose is spelled, instead of Jose, it's Jose. They took the first part of Heru's name, which equates to J-E, all right, et cetera, et cetera. And we have Jesus. So Jesus is Jupiter, Zeus, okay? Jesus, just us, okay? Boom, hope that was proved. I ain't gonna get into this. This is more, yeah, I'm gonna leave this alone. It's just deeper diving. So I'm showing you this to show you the energy of the ancient Cometians, all right? So this is obviously a Cometian coffin, or what they call a sarcophagus. And if you watch any ancient Chinese movies, shout out to the people that are around my age and you lived in New York and you watched the Chinese movies on Channel 5 and you heard that, right? That's a New York thing. So shout out to y'all. But if you notice in all these ancient, not Chinese, Asian, that's the correct way, right? Asian movies, they will show a man with a long beard, right? And usually hair tied back like this, okay? And you could just, I mean, I'm not going to pull that up. This is something that should be obvious. Many of us have watched these movies and you'll see them. And this is where they got this from, okay? This is where they oriented this from based on their Cometian, not only their funeral or their coffins or their sarcophagus, but they got this from the actual what they represented or what they saw as wisdom, as a person with a long beard, right? This is also symbolizing, believe it or not, this crown symbolizes locks, long hair, right? Having long hair or having your hair grow. Those of you who do have locks currently, okay, make sure that the thoughts you think and the ideas you have are growing, okay? There's a lot of people that are growing locks right now for strictly glamour, right? Glamour purposes, to look cute. And you're thinking a lot of negative shit. You got a lot of negative ideas. You have a lot of negative self-talk, right? Self-talk to yourself. So you're growing these locks and you're growing more of these thoughts, right? Hair is an extension. It comes right out of your brain. It comes right out of your brain. So hair is an extension of who you are. And the melanated hair curls. So it's strengthening these thoughts and ideas, believe it or not, energetically. So this has always been a picture or depiction of wisdom. Okay, so that's why it was done. This is a depiction of wisdom. And these wings are not the wings of Haru the falcon, but the wings of Ma'at, meaning balance. Okay, so Ma'at is all about balance, winning the heart and the feather. Okay, and also the crook and the flail, which we're getting into, which you saw was there. The crook and the flail is right here. All right, we'll get a little closer look at it. Thank you, Ezekiel. I appreciate that. Yes, you guys could email me. I think I put it in the chat for the elemental magic class. Ezekiel rocks with me. I hate to call him a student, you know what I'm saying? Because I learned from him as well. But he doesn't know that. I'm just telling him that now. But yeah, the class is great. You know what I'm saying? You should tap in. I try to give you the best tools to use for you to manifest your own destiny. All right. And create things and law of attraction and all that good stuff. All right. Tools I don't always share here. So the crook and the flail. So, you know, in the Bible, they talk about Christ being a shepherd, right? Or a shepherd of men, or the Lord being a shepherd of men. So the first shepherd was the Cometian. This is where the Cometian got, this is where the Bible got this from the Cometian, or the Egyptian, the ancient Egyptian, right? And this particular instrument, I broke this down before, let's do it again. The crook, this is what you bring in sheep with. Okay, so you herd your sheep, you bring them in, a wayward sheep, you bring them in with the crook. This is you bringing in things into your life. This is you bringing people into your life. This is you bringing events into your life. This is the food you're eating. This is the things that you consume. Diet and mental diet, TV you watch, shows you watch, things you're tuned into. Then you have the flail, which is the things that you get away from you. You know what I'm saying? Get away from me, Satan, right? Leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? You're a hater. You're a harasser. We don't vibe together, right? That's also you beating the sheep away, or you basically beating a sheep into submission, to fall in line, etc. Okay, so this is the first shepherding. This is where the shepherd, or the Lord being a shepherd in the Bible, comes from my ancestors, nigga. All right. So, and then another example of the crook and the flail. Actually, let me hide this. Another example of the crook and the flail right here. All right. The wings, as you see, the wings of Ma'at, which represent balance. This particular, I'm giving y'all a lot of information. Shit, I ain't even finished. All right. The particular, this corresponds to the pineal gland. All right. And the snake, the Kundalini snake, is the Kundalini cobra. If you look at your spine is curved. Okay, your spine has a little curve. So the snake represents the energy, or this chism, or that colostrum rising up, okay, during these moon phases, and also during the full moons. And also you could tap into this colostrum through full moons as well, and new moons, all right? Prime times for the endocrine system, which is where this colostrum travels. I don't have, anything on that, but take my word for it. Through the endocrine system, where the colostrum travels up, okay, this is a representation of this snake, or this is where the Kundalini snake, or the cobra, or the black mamba, okay, as a black mamba would come from. And the vulture is symbolizing, what does a vulture do? This is a vulture. Vulture eats from the dead, okay? Vulture eats from the dead. They sit down, they wait for you to die, and they pick them dead. So this is you tapping into your ancestral memory through meditation, through going within, through being in nature, through feeding on literature about your ancestors, literature about your history. This is you tuned in to the dead. Yes, Exodus 6 of this, she said, my rod and thy staff comfort me. Exactly. Exactly. So that's what is going on. Okay. That's what's going on. So you feeding on ancient texts, you know what I'm saying? Spiritual books, things like that. Listening to people like me, you know what I'm saying? People that are, tapped in, that are not trying to get you on one side. They're not telling you to follow Trump. They're not telling you to follow Biden. They're not telling you to follow nobody. In fact, they're not telling you to follow them. Those are the people that you want to tap into, where they don't want nothing from you but for you to rise up and teach you. That's what I want. You know what I'm saying? I just want all y'all to rise up, and I want to teach you how to. You know what I'm saying? And in turn, I want to learn from you guys as well. Okay. So the more teachers, the more, and all of us aren't going to be teachers. Some are going to be architects, mathematicians, scientists. Some people are just going to sell flowers on the street, right? Some people are needed to clean up, whatever you're passionate about. Okay. But it is feeding on and going within to tap into that ancestral realm. And that's what this vulture is about. And the Kundalini stake. So this is the active part, the left brain, why it's pictured here. And this is the right brain, okay, which is the left brain, logical, rational, reasoning, discernment, right brain, imagination, visualization, holistic things, right? This is all feeding on the dead, or going within, or tapping into your ancestral DNA through meditation, through ritual, through repetition, et cetera, et cetera. This is you engaging in that neocortex. And as you've seen, it's on the front of the brain. All right. Stop disrespecting my ancestors. We wasn't no animal worshipers. Okay. And this is just another depiction of another god. I wish I knew what they all have earrings in their ear. I wish I know those earrings must be like, and once you touch them shits, it must feel like you are Jesus Christ. One day. But yeah, just another depiction. This is a different, what they call sarcophagus, and just showing you the continuation. And look at the beauty of the colors, man. This is thousands of years old, and the colors look like yesterday. Okay. So there's no BMW, no motherfucking Benz, no car, no home, no satellite, no spaceship that amounts to you becoming this in the afterlife. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. Meditate long enough. If you can't get the magic mushrooms, I promise you. Once you go into that realm, and once you go into inner darkness, you realize most of the things that people are fucking fighting over and lusting over. And then don't get me wrong, I'm definitely not an anti-materialist. I love money. Money comes to me easily, and I don't work hard for it. But at the same time, I'm not ruled by money. I don't make my decisions on how I treat people and how I engage with people based on money. I make it based on how it's going to affect me and how it's going to make me better. Now, at times, if you're jammed up, you do have to make these decisions based on money, but that should be temporary. Again, it's about finding joy in your life, not focus on what's wrong. Let's go on. So this is the Baphomet piece. How long is this video? Hold on. Can somebody tell me how long this video has been going on? Because I haven't looked at it. Actually, I can. Let me do this. I don't want to make it too long. All right, 2 hours. I actually think I'm going to stop here, guys. Or if you guys want me to continue, let me know. If you guys want me to continue, let me know. But this is going into... I still got mad more slides. I'm about to get into the Baphomet part, but I think I should stop. You guys let me know if you guys want me to keep going, though. There's 45 people in here. So if you guys want me to keep going, I will. And hit that like button. Stephanie, I'm going to check it. Keep building. Ezekiel said keep building. If I get 3 more people that tell me keep building, I'm going to keep going. Okay. Gotcha. All right, there's 3 people, so I'm going in. All right, so we're going to get into this Baphomet, people. All right, now, the Baphomet, okay? This is the Baphomet. I ain't even going to go into the big deal of pulling up the Baphomet. This is what the Baphomet is. The Egyptian ram. This Egyptian ram is called Kum. Kum is a potter of men, okay? Kum is considered a potter of men. Now, most people have told you that Baphomet is a goat. That's incorrect. That's incorrect. This is where Baphomet comes from. It comes from my ancestors, your ancestors. This is the way the Baphomet's horns are they not? Let's pull up another thing with the Baphomet, just so y'all can see it. And I'm going to show you the difference between a ram and a goat. So even a lot of our master teachers, unfortunately, and I don't know if Bobby touched on it, I ain't going to say that, but I haven't watched every video of Bobby's, but I don't think he touched on this, to be honest. What the fuck is this? Hold on. All right, so this is what the Baphomet looks like, okay? And you see they got Baphomet tied into Satan and all that. So this is what the Baphomet looks like. Ooh, so scary, okay? I used to be scared of the Baphomet myself. I used to be scared of it, think it's demon worship and think it's worshiping the devil. The devil doesn't exist, folks. There's no devil. There's no demon. There's only God. Say it again. There's no such thing as the devil. There's only God. God is light and darkness, sunshine and rain, positive and negative, good and bad. You have the devil inside of you. They're called atoms. Protons, neutrons, and the devil would be the electrons. Okay? Positive and negative charge. God is balance. God is all. God is one. The universe is all. The universe is mental. So the devil is in your ass. In these niggas. Okay? The devil is in these people. The devil is in you. You have the devil. You've done devilish shit. We all have. We all have done evil or done somebody dirty. No one is the same. Let he without sin cast the first stone, right? That's what they say. So there is no devil. So let's get that out of our heads, please, for 2021. The devil's after me. There's demons in my dreams. No. If something is coming at you in your dreams, confront it. Confront it. If somebody's trying to sleep with you in your dreams, sleep with them. They're trying to open up that part of your chakras that are blocked. So that's why they keep coming. That's why these ancestors keep coming to your dreams in sleepy way and in sneaky ways. Sleep with them. If they're attacking you in your dream, fight the fuck back. Okay, if you keep falling in your dreams and you keep dropping in your dreams, then next time take some Damiana, take some mugwort, go to sleep. You'll be much more lucid and conscious. Damn, I'm giving y'all gems tonight. You'll be much more lucid and conscious, right, while you're sleeping. Damiana and mugwort, very easy to find and buy online. Put those two together, go to sleep in your dream. Instead of you falling, put some wings on your back, nigga, and fly. Your dreams are your challenges, and they're showing you where you are in your life, okay? Those of you who know me know I decode dreams, okay? And I do it very well because they're all signs and symbols. But these dreams, you got to start confronting these things in your dreams. And if they're repetitive, you got to go into your dream like a motherfucking warrior, like Freddy. Some people come out of their dreams with scratches and cuts because they're not fighting back. So the spirit world is like, all right, I'm going to beat you the fuck up. And you're going to see it when you wake up because you're not fighting back. You are not. And the spirit world wants you to conquer your fears. That's why you're going in. That's why these things are happening to you in the underworld. So you can conquer your fears. There's no demons out there. Yes, there are archons. Yes, there's ancestors that are meddle with some. But guess what? If your vibe is right, then nothing, your electromagnetic field is there. Your breastplate of righteousness through the electromagnetic field of your heart is there. So why should you not worry? Why should you worry? The birds aren't worried about no demons. Cats aren't worried about no demons. Sheep aren't worried about no demons. Cow aren't worried about no demons. You know who they worried about though? Humans. So now that we've got the devil out of our minds, okay, and realize that the devil is in everything, including us, we'll undemonize this. Okay. Now, this is the Egyptian ram, Kum. Okay, and I put that as the last thing. So let me go back to where I was. Lamb, ram, goat. Yep, Ezekiel, you on it. You on it. You on it. You on it. You on it, bro. You on it. Shout out to you. Okay. Oh, wait, we ain't gonna touch that yet. So I just want to make it clear. I just want to make it clear. Damn, all right. I don't even know where I pulled that up. But anyway, I ain't gonna mess up my thing. All right, so, but anyway, you guys saw it. You guys saw it, but I think I pulled that as a slide. So, boom, okay? So this Egyptian ram is Kum, and let me pull up Kum. So there's different rams as you see here, okay? But these are the rams on the walls. I can't make this up, okay? If you look at Baphomet and you look at this, it's the same type of horn, okay? This is the Egyptian ram. This is on the walls, okay? Again, Baphomet, and I'm gonna prove it even more. This is gonna be the most comprehensive breakdown that's gonna be so simple, it's undeniable. No one should be able to tell you that shit is evil no more after looking at this. Okay, no one. And it has nothing to do with Baphomet. Remember, Baphomet is, okay. So Baphomet is the Knights Templar was hiding Egyptian mystery science. The same shit, Amun, the same Kum or whatever that they saw on the walls of Kemet, right? They were hiding this, okay? Again, you look, ram's horns, okay? And I'm going to show you the difference between the ram's horns and the difference between the devil horns. Okay, not the devil, but the difference between the goat horns and the ram's horns. So those of y'all that are saying that you're the goats or these goats are Baphomet, be careful because goats are stubborn. They're immovable. Okay, and even me learning about this was enlightening. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of honestly it took anyway. I ain't gonna go into that, but anyway. So and a ram is nothing but a bighorn sheep. Okay, a ram is a bighorn sheep. So what did we just talk about? Okay, we just talked about being shepherds of men. We just talked about these being shepherding tools. A ram is a bighorn sheep. It says it right here, red sheep. It says it right here, red sheep. Okay, and wait till I get into this a little more. Y'all gonna be like, oh, look at Aquarius. Look at the water bearer. Oh, look at the water bearer. Look at it. I ain't make this up. And I'm drinking, talking to y'all, the spirits in me. I ain't making this up. Water bearer. Okay? Aquarius, real Aquarian energy. This is where they got it from. You see it? You see it. Christ consciousness. Look at this dude. Look at the horns again. And I'm gonna show you. Wait till I get to this other thing, this other site, okay? Most of you think that the left one is good and the right one is evil. There is no such thing. Evil is, what does the universe do? Let's keep it simple. What does everything on the universe do? Grow and expand. Evil is, and that is life. That is living. Evil is life. Live backwards, L-I-V-E. Evil is live backwards. So when you are stopping things from growing, stopping things from expanding, stopping things from being free, you are engaging in Saturn or Set or the devil and putting a restriction or a ring around someone. Okay? I was talking to one of my students and we were having a conversation. I'm not going to get into the details, but they were talking about, you know, they were talking about basically in a relationship, sleeping with someone else, right? Breaking up with this person and, well, separating from a person, but sleeping with someone else, right? But not wanting the other person to sleep with someone else and telling the other person, yeah, I'm committed to them. And I'm like, yo, you know, you could do, I always tell people you could do what you want. But from my perspective, from my understanding of spirituality and from my studies, you know what I'm saying? That's where you're going wrong because you're stopping this person. What if this person, I'm not gonna say who, but this guy or girl meets the person of their dreams while you're separated from them and you're sleeping with whoever. You're stopping this person where the person of the dreams has come. So now you're interacting with the ring of Saturn again because you put a restriction. So now that has to boomerang. That energy of restriction that you put on him has to boomerang back to you because life works in cycles. Okay. Life works in circles and cycles. That's why a circle is a sacred geometry because it holds the most amount of energy. Go watch the movie K-Pax. K-Pax, very important movie. K-P-A-X. All right. It talks about the circle and it's a highly spiritual movie. K-Pax with I think it's Kevin something, not Kevin Bacon. I forgot his name. But anyway, shout out. Thank you, Ezekiel. I appreciate it. So most of you think the left one is good and the right one is evil. Thank you for the donation. So now you understand what evil is. Stopping things from living, stopping things from growing. Okay. So now you understand how to interact karma. And if you notice, going back to this, the heart is protected because of Christ consciousness. Nothing can happen to him. Nothing can befall him. This is symbolic. This is not, and if you notice, they're in the same element. The finger symbolizes the cessation of the inner voice when you are in meditation. When you go into the void of meditation, you see pure darkness, and then things start to come out of that darkness. It takes time to get to that point in meditation. But again, 90% of the time, I've told y'all this, when I meditate, I don't get to the void. But it's still good for you to see your thoughts and be able to control, alt, delete, and put in what you need and take out what you need as a repetitive basis. This is why this work has to be done. It has to be a lifestyle. It's not something you could just do on Sunday with a choir. And then by Tuesday, the high, which is what church does, which is what the mosque does, which is what the temple does, gives you an emotional high for one day. And then after time, the energy wears off. And then you're back to your sinning ass. So this is the science, okay? So this heart is protected, okay? And the reason the Baphomet is bisexual is because this is a representation of masculine and feminine energy combined, okay? And also this is showing the milking or the colostrum, right? Because breasts are where you get your milk, right? You feed the baby milk. So also this is a representation of Set feeding the Christ or feeding Heru, right? And so forth and so on. The wings representing rising of consciousness or the rising of consciousness flying off, right? and this representing your inner fire or your inner flame. Okay, same dudes, different depiction. Okay, this is hiding esotericism. Okay, the cross being you going to the crossroads and your heart determining your crossroads. Should I hit this person over the head for no reason, or should I just walk down the street minding my business? Okay, crossroad. That's some basic shit, but we all have different crossroads in life. So this is a representation of these particular crossroads, and this is a representation of the consciousness you gain with that. Okay, so this, as you see, okay, same picture. All right, so this is about balance ultimately. All right, and this is about balance ultimately as well. Okay, so tapping into that Christ consciousness or tapping into that inner flame leads to that claustrum. Some people said they're new, so I'm gonna go back. I ain't gonna take too long on it, but this is the claustrum I was talking about earlier. Which is this crown of thorns in your brain that's lit up. Okay, remember I showed y'all, those of you who've been with me since the beginning of the live, this is the crown of thorns, okay, in your brain. It's literally called the crown of thorns, this giant neuron. Giant neuron circle of brain, like crown of thorns, could explain how consciousness originates in the brain. All right, go back if you need a deeper dive, but I want to show y'all that so y'all could understand what's going on. So this is the same thing, okay? This is the crown of thorns, okay? It's shown here, but it also leads to that halo, okay, around you. That halo, that crown of thorns on your heart is another halo. That halo is that activated claustrum, Christ consciousness. Okay, wait till you see the Kemetic name. Okay, so this is the Church of Satan, all right? What they're using, the Church of Satan, is a goat, okay? Not a ram, not a bighorn sheep, okay? Not the shepherding tools that our ancestors used. They're using a goat. And a lot of us, through our master teachers, have adopted this as a goat, okay? The popular term of someone who is the greatest is a goat, okay? Popularized by LL Cool J. He had an album called The Goat. That's where that comes from. He was the first person who made a statement calling him the GOAT. Okay, so the GOAT originates from LL Cool J. So I know you've seen this with your master teachers and all that. Hey, we all live and learn. This is something I thought Baphomet was a GOAT too before I did this research. Okay, but it's not. It comes from us, and this is a bastardization of our ancient wisdom. Actually, calling it a GOAT. Okay, it's a big bastardization of the god Kum. So this is the difference between Baphomet and the Church of Satan. If you notice, these horns are going straight up as a goat. They're still tapped into science. They're still hacking into the science, but this is a goat's horns go back. They don't go to the side like a ram. They don't go to the sides like a ram. These horns go back. Okay, so the goat science really isn't our science. So we got to upgrade to the ram science. Okay, and the Aries is the first sign in the zodiac, and Aries being a ram. Okay, so again, look at the horns. Look at the horns on the Baphomet, right? Look at the horns on Kum. Oh, it's called Hershey F. I've never heard of that. That's not right. I didn't want to do that, but it's already done. So this is the god Kum. Okay, look at the horns. Look at the horns. This ain't the Baphomet. This ain't the Baphomet. Like, come on. Wait till I show y'all the name. Thank you, Stephanie, for the donation. Much appreciated, Stephanie H. All right. Kum, Kunum, however you want to say it, represents new life, language, creativity, procreation. My talents grow and multiply. I give generously and receive in abundance. It is easy for me to learn new things. I communicate clearly and effectively. I easily breathe life into new projects and new relationships. I create prosperity for myself and others. So when we go into Aries season, this is a good time to actually tap into this particular deity and this particular energy. The same way y'all tap into Obatala and Oshun and Yamaya and all that. Tap into these Egyptian deities. They're older than the Yoruba ones, and much more powerful based on my using them, honestly. No disrespect to the Yoruba. I utilize them too. But start tapping into some of these ancient Kemetic deities because they're waiting for y'all to really reawaken them. Y'all that watch American Gods know it's all about who and what type of energy you put into something in order to activate it. The more we start to activate these particular deities, the more we will begin to see more and more of the things that we want as a collective come into play. But wait, there's more. This is the Bible. Now, those of you who are Bible averse, again, the Bible is just a book of astrology and a book of symbolism. If you read it and really believe that somebody was in a whale for 3 days, then I don't know what to tell you. All right. If that's the story of Jonah, if you really believe that Jesus walked on water, I don't know, I don't know what to tell you, please go back to TD Jakes. Then burn the entire, if you take all that shit in the Bible literal, like somebody turned to a pillar of salt, but you don't believe in magic. That shit is crazy when the Bible is full of magic anyway. But anyway, then burn the entire ram on the altar. It is a burnt offering to the Lord, a pleasing aroma, a food offering presented to the Lord. Okay, this is talking about sacrifices, cutting the ram into pieces, wash the entrails and legs, and place them with his head upon all the other pieces. Then burn the entire ram on the altar. Okay, and so this basically burning the ram on the altar, this is the fire that is, let's go back, because I need you to understand this. This is the fire, okay, on Baphomet, the flame, that they're talking about, the burnt offering. You are the burnt offering to the Lord. You are the burnt offering. You are the ram, okay? Let's keep going. Let's go back. I'm gonna show y'all. Come on. Okay. Again, Aquarius is really cool. This is again, okay? Baphomet, all right? And the reason that they lead with the left foot is this corresponds with the left side of the body deals with the right side of the brain. So this is you leading with the subconscious mind. And if you look at a lot of these Kemetic deities, you'll see that they're leading with the left foot, okay, representing the activation of the subconscious mind and leading with the subconscious mind, all right? Pro tip. Now, let's go into, okay, so again, I showed you Kum, I showed you Baphomet. These ain't the same horns, all right? These ain't the same horns. So they don't know what they do in the Church of Satan. No disrespect to those of y'all who are Satanists, but all right, so brand, we covered that. Boom. Okay, so like I said, a ram is a bighorn sheep. Okay, so you see sheep meaning in symbolism. This is what a ram is. Okay, look at the ram, totally different than a goat. Okay, they're edged out and boom, stretched out. Now, let's look at this symbolism, tying more into the feminine energy, the female reproductive system. This all ties back to what I was talking about earlier with them happening to the black woman and the black body using this particular symbolism. The ram, it says a shamanic power animal, represents the pre-ovulation phase of the menstrual cycle, springtime, symbol of Aries. When did they start the Roni rollout? In Aries. Okay, the NBA games and the whole thing with the whole thing that started, I think it was March 18th, if I remember correctly, when they canceled the NBA games. And what's that actor's name? Not Tom Cruise. Was it? Yeah, Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise in the NBA games and Idris Elba, all at the same time. We're talking about catching the Roni. So they had it covered. White people, black people, people into sports, right? People into celebrity, they covered it all. Okay, this all happened in the springtime under the signs of Aries. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, the ram. Aries is the first sign, which also represents female reproductive system. Springtime, new beginnings, fertility, energy, power. Mars and the god of war. And killing within the feminine. Balance, okay? I told you, Ganymede. I showed y'all Ganymede, okay? That Ganymede is Zeus's gay lover. So this is dealing with bisexuality, okay? Masculine and feminine. Ganymede, if you dive deeper to the story, Ganymede actually liked women and men, okay? Zeus just happened to snatch him up. But Ganymede, okay? Now I showed you Ganymede as Kun, where it comes from, where Aquarius really comes from. This Baphomet, so-called Baphomet, but I'm gonna show you the real name. So we're gonna stop calling him Baphomet from now on, and we're gonna give him. All right. So hopefully this all makes sense. All right. Kun does look like Anubis. That is correct. But if you look at this ram, right, a ram kind of looks like Anubis is a jackal or a dog, right? Well, jackal. So yeah, they look alike, right? If you take the head off, you'll see a dog, right? Well, I can't do it here, but if you use your imagination, you'll see a little doggy right there, which would represent the jackal or represent Anubis. So yeah, they're all similar. The Cometians didn't worship animals. What they saw was how animals behaved and used those to represent the animal within you or your animalistic behavior, because we all have animal in us because we are made from the world, right? We eat animals, in fact. Okay, so we are made up of animals ourselves. We have animal natures and animal spirits. I'm a savage. Okay, that's animal shit. Okay, ratchet, bougie, us animal shit. Okay, all animal instincts. Okay, so hopefully this was a little bit more enlightening. But look at this here. Look at this picture, people. Does this not look like Big Baph? Look at the name. Baphomet. Baphomet. Bane. I know this is the Jed. So Bane Bejet et. Bane Bejet et. Baphomet. Bane Bejet et. Baphomet. Bane Bejet et. They sound the same. They sound the same. It's the state because they're the same nigga. All right. Look, he has a scepter. Okay. When you look at Baph, what do you got? In the middle. Okay. You see the scepter in the middle right there. Okay. I ain't making this up. And this particular piece on his head, this is a representation of, again, being in tune with the dead or that same vulture energy. Okay, this is just a divine vulture. And this is what the Baphomet has in its waist, because it's a representation of that Jed or that electromagnetic energy from the heart. And if you look, it's the same type of structure that is on the head of the Baphomet. It is the same name. When the Knights Templar was running through Rome and through Europe, and they were killing up. Well, remember, there was witch hunts, there was witch trials. They were killing the Romans, and the Europeans were killing anybody in the Dark Ages that were dealing with this type of science. So they had to hide it. So they had to hide the wisdom and the knowledge that they got from the Egyptian mystery school system. Okay, this is taken from. And if you guys watched one of Panic's recent videos, he talks about this Acker when he talks about when he decodes on talks about the Wizard of Oz. Okay, so it says Ban Bejet, right? Baphomet, Ban Bejet was an ancient Egyptian ram god with a cult center at Medes. Kum was the equivalent god at Upper Egypt. Now, I want to show you where this Mendes is, okay, or the Egyptian descendants of the Jet. All right. And of course, they changed the name. Now, there were no planes in ancient time, right? There were no cars. So people mostly traveled by animal, horse, or they traveled by boat. So when you're coming from the Caucasus Mountains, because this is the top part of Egypt or Kemet, right? Which is at the top of Africa. So when you're coming from the Caucasus Mountains, you pass these waters, right? You come into this particular area. This is the culture going to be introduced, okay? Because it was the god in Upper Egypt, okay? And it's showing you right there, all right? So this is the, when it comes to Upper Egypt, and this particular deity was worshipped. So you could take this back. This is also found, Kum or Banbajet, and it says Kum was the equivalent god in Upper Egypt. So they're the same deity, all right? Upper and lower, right? So Kum or Banbajet or Baphomet, which is what they hit it as, is based on this particular thing, okay? So that was that. So that was the Baphomet. All right. And again, astrological signs for dummies. What sign does the zodiac start with? Again, just more to prove my point. And so I'm not bullshitting you. The Ram. The Ram. All right. Ruling planet Mars. This is the start of the zodiac, March 21st. All right. And this is how they trapped everybody into this whole Roni thing and this Roni fear, because they were tapped into this Ram energy and were able to ram this shit in all of our, well, not all of ours, but most of our heads, and have all y'all in the house. I wish y'all would go back in the house, though, a lot of y'all. It was so quiet that first week of March when I was outside here in New York. It was beautiful when all y'all was scared. It was beautiful. Well, not all y'all, but a good amount of y'all was scared. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. It was so quiet here in New York. I could actually hear the birds and fucking in the trees and shit. It was amazing. But anyway, so this is the start of the zodiac, okay? And so it's the pineal gland, the gateway to spiritual awakening. Okay, so your pineal gland is the pine cone within you. Okay, this is the pineal gland, the pine cone within you. All right, so you activating your pineal gland is you activating the Christmas tree within. This is what the Christmas tree represents. The Christmas tree represents you activating your pineal gland, which looks like a pine cone. And the bells on the Christmas tree that a lot of y'all put up and have no idea why is a representation of Christ consciousness. So you're expanding that Christ consciousness. And the magnetite crystals, which I'll go into shortly, of your pineal gland and in your brain being activated and you being tuned into Christ consciousness. Now, this particular mapping magnetite in the human brain. All right. So this is what I was talking about. Magnetite, a permanently magnetic form of iron oxide in the human brain tissue. Okay. So this is something that's already in your brain. All right. Magnetite. So magnetite is in everything. Every single animal, every single fish, right? Magnetite. Some have smaller, some have bigger densities of magnetite. The magnetic, okay, more magnetism, nanoparticles, okay, are concentrated primarily in the cerebellum and the brainstem, among the oldest part of the brain. So magnetically, part of you healing and achieving Christ consciousness is, again, doing that shadow work and healing yourself in those oldest part of your brains, the reptilian and the limbic. The limbic is your animal brain. The reptilian is your reptilian brain, the snake within, right? We all know people that are snakes or act like snakes, right? And not the divine ones, not Kundalini ones. So magnetite, this is what magnetite looks like. It's a black stone, okay? Well, I'll be damned. Oh, I told y'all, black absorbs light and converts light to energy. That's what melanin does. It absorbs light and converts it to energy. Very, very simple. And the darker you are, the more light you're able to absorb and the more you're able to convert that light into energy, right? But this also means the more emotional you are as well, because emotions are energy in motion. So if you look at this magnetite, this is a representation of the inner you, the inner darkness. Again, where you go when you sleep. When you go where you sleep, you're going into outer space. Outer space is inner space. Inner space is outer space. As above, so below. This is something about Uranus ruling Aquarius. Okay, I'm not going to get into this whole thing, but this is the era that we're in. So Uranus corresponds to what they call Uranus corresponds to this area, the Uraeus. This is what the Cometians call the Uraeus, Uraeus. The Uraeus corresponds to Uranus, all right? So it's the same thing. So that's why it talks about things being shocking when you're in a Uranus, or planets in Uranus, things being exciting, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the energy that we're on. So Uranus rules Aquarius. So we're in the age of Aquarius. Today, Aquarius started. So expect unexpected events. The seventh planet from the sun, Uranus, is named after the Greek sky deity Uranos, the earliest of the lords of the heavens. Normally, it's been witnessed that a planet's magnetic poles, okay, again, more magnetism, trying to show you how to utilize the law of attraction and how to bring things to you, okay? Like you as here is here. Are typically lined up along the poles from which it rotates, but Uranus' magnetic field is tilted with its magnetic axis tipped over nearly 60 degrees. All right, I don't care about that. The planet Uranus is associated with sudden change. So today starts Aquarius. Tomorrow, we're in Aquarius again. So expect things to happen during the seasons that are going to be sudden. Expect things in your personal life to happen that are going to be sudden. You should also be more focused on your goals and your aspirations and the wishes that you made on the 21st during the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. Those things should be coming online in your brain, in your body right now, okay? So it says the unexpected turns of Uranus, of events with Uranus moving in may sometimes lead to bad or unfortunate events too, okay? Look out for that tomorrow as well, okay? So I think, and I said this in the other video before it got cut off, but I'll tell y'all that it's still here with me. If everyone is at the Capitol, right? All the cops in every major city, they took 200 cops from every major city and put them in the Capitol, all the National Guards at the Capitol, then who's protecting all the other government buildings that are in every state when all the cops are at the Capitol, okay? So I'm not saying something exactly is going to happen tomorrow, but if I'm thinking like this, I'm thinking how many else people are thinking like this. And this is basically so that these quote unquote white supremacists, right, can start to wild out, do their thing. And again, it's strictly to empower Kamala and Joe. This is all about divide and conquer at the end of the day. So don't get caught up in the drama to where you don't see the script. Don't get so caught up in the drama that you don't see the script. The unexpected turns of events with Uranus moving in may sometimes lead to bad or unfortunate events too. Life takes an interesting turn only for those who are strong enough to ride through this wave of change. This forward-looking planet fights old traditions and breaks free from chains. As a result of the powerful influence of this planet, Aquarians are drawn to its original unique ideas. So this is what's popping. Okay, this is what's popping right now. This is the era that we're in. This is the era that we're in, okay? So what Melanie said, Bobby says, get some real trees at Christmas, raises the frequency in your home, burn some of the pine like an incense. Okay, I like that. I like that. I like that. All right. And yeah, that makes sense. And it's probably, burning the pine probably awakens the pineal gland as well. So that's an interesting thing. Shout out to Bobby. Shout out to Bobby for that. All right. So again, you could go more into this. All right. I gave you a lot of things to screenshot if you want to dive deep. This is all stuff on the web. That's why I'm not using any like PowerPoint or anything like that, because I want y'all to be able to look this up yourself. All right. Strictly through screenshotting. All right. And this is the Pope kissing, basically dealing with Orset. This is Isis, Black Child, daughter, the Black Madonna. Okay, you've been worshipped because they need to utilize your energy. They need to tap into the womb because the womb is your representation of your mind. And once they tap into your womb, that's what this whole rat scene is all about. Because they wanted to hack into use this messenger RNA to send messages through your DNA. It's called mRNA, messenger ribonucleic acid, messenger DNA. Messenger. It's called messenger, the vaccine. Now, I know people have jobs and things with families. If you took it, if you had to take it, hey, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, through you activating this Christ consciousness, you activating your colostrum, you could, you know, shake some of the effects of it, hopefully. You know, hopefully our melanated bodies are stronger and our spiritual bodies and our spiritual auras are stronger than the technology that they want to utilize in us. But definitely I'm doing all that's in my power to make sure that I never have to take nothing from these wicked ass people. All right. So that just shows him. And this is going into more of, so you saw him kissing the Black Madonna. And this is our history, our culture. Okay. All right. This is the Black Madonna. Always has been, always will be. If you look at Paris, right? Paris is called Paris because it's per Isis or per Orset. This is the deity Orset. And feeding on this is essentially tapping into, feeding from the breast of Isis or Orset is tapping into that colostrum, that inner milk, that those seminal fluids, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, semen retention is important. Meditation, also what you feed your mind with. What are you watching? Are you going to wake up tomorrow and watch the news? Are you going to go to bed tonight and watch the news? Are you going to watch some bullshit that's not taking you anywhere? Are you going to watch all these conspiracy theories that aren't helping you make more money, that aren't helping you become a better parent, that aren't helping you become a better person, that aren't helping you become a better business person, that aren't helping you become more magnetic, that aren't helping you become more magical? Okay. What are you feeding yourself mentally and physically? This is the correspondent. This is the will. Heru represents the will. So it's up to you. You have free will, but you have the free will to follow Christ consciousness or refuse it. This is what Christhood is all about. This is why it's called Jesus Christ. Jesus is the Christ, but Jesus is not Jesus Christ. Christ is a consciousness. It's that chism. It's that colostrum activated. Okay. And it's what you feed yourself with. This is why he could feed you bullshit, because he's tapped in and utilizing this energy to tap into your colostrum and tap into your world, right? And have you believe that these people have the closest connection to God. And if you look at this bastard, all right, these popes, they have this fish head representing the age of Pisces, because Pisces, as I said in my other video, if you go back, is about the age of Pisces that we exited. Now we're in the age of Aquarius, is about learning, right? It's about learning as a group, as a school, schools of fish, okay? Schools of fish following one another. It's not about individuality, it's about collectivism. That's why religion prior to 2020 was so prevalent. And as the times extended, people are less and less into religion and coming more and more into indigenous culture and more into their indigenous ways of tapping into creator or life-giving energy, all right? This is what we're trying to do here. So that's that. Christmas is the story of the sun rising up after it dies for 3 days. Okay. So again, more of the myth, more of stuff about the winter solstice. Rising up after it dies for 3 days in its lowest point in the sky, December 22nd to the 25th, when it rises to be born again. The winter solstice to Easter. Okay. So Easter is really Eastar or Ishtar, which is the divine feminine energy, the womb within. Okay. When you go to sleep, you're going into the womb. It's the spring equinox, okay? So knowledge is power. So the spring equinox really is when Aries season is. Aries on the 21st of March, that's the swings, that's the spring equinox, or quote unquote Easter. Okay. So this is the time period when the things that you have nurtured during this time are going to come more so online than ever before. So now is really the time not to be distracted by what's going on in the news, what's going on with the election, what's going on with the Proud Boys, what's going on with the white supremacists, what's going on with the MAGAs, what's going on with the Bidens, what's going on with the Democrats. This is not the time to expend a lot of your focus on that, a lot of conspiracies and a lot of race war talk and a lot of this and that. Yes, will things happen? Absolutely. Should you have, and I'm going to go into that in a video, so I won't talk about a lot of that now. But should you have food and a go bag and different things like that? Absolutely. Like, you want to prepare yourself. Don't be a fool. I just showed you Uranus is all about changes and transformations and different things happening. So you want to be prepared to be adaptable. True intelligence is adaptability, not how much books you read and how much knowledge you can retain and regurgitate through your what do they call it? What do they call it when you have a real through your photographic memory? It's not about that anymore. It's not about you just regurgitating facts, but a lot of y'all are going to get caught up in that wisdom because it's still dramatic, and the poles of negative and positive, and this person being an enemy and this person not being an enemy, y'all are still addicted to that. And eventually you'll get out of it. You know what I'm saying? The more you do this work. So more Bible verses, okay? So I don't want you to, so tomorrow, don't worry about what's going to happen. You're going to be all right, okay? You're going to be protected. Use this energy that's going to be tomorrow, this chaotic energy that will be tomorrow, this energy that Biden and Trump is going, and Biden and them is trapping into, all right? And we'll get to the astrology shortly, but therefore it says, I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat, what you will drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food and the body more than clothes? Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and let your heavenly Father feed them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Okay? So we got to get rid of all this anxiety. We got to get through with this, all this worry. Guys, anxiety, depression, okay? These are not excuses to not live a full life and not allow others to experience a full life with you. There are herbs for anxiety. There are herbs for depression. You don't have to take necessarily medical pills for your anxiety and depression. After a couple of months of you taking certain teas, right, certain herbs, dealing with nervines, St. John's worts, right, ashwagandha, things like that, you will naturally start to feel better, and you will naturally start to produce more positive hormones in your body, right? Things will start to flow better, and you will start thinking more positive thoughts. I myself suffer, well, I don't like to say that because you speak things into existence, especially during the age of Aquarius, so watch the words that come out of your mouth. But when you are, damn, I lost my thought. SADS, seasonal affective disorder syndrome, right? So basically during the winter right now, I'm supposed to be depressed as shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be in my bed, sad. And for years I was like that. And I would tell people, I got SADS. Like a bitch. I got SADS. I got SADS. It's the winter. I got SADS. And then Spirit was like, nigga, get up off your ass and fix this shit. And I don't suffer from that shit no more. I go out, I get my sun, you know what I'm saying? I take my herbs, and I'm not depressed, so I don't suffer from that shit no more. But naturally, when it's winter here in New York, because there's less sunlight, you know what I'm saying? More people are you're indoors more. I suffer, so I just learn how to utilize tools so that I don't have to suffer. So depression is not an excuse for you to be a certain way and treat people a certain way. Anxiety is not an excuse. These are things to be overcome, not things to be lived with and coped with. You can overcome both of these things. I'm telling you because I have. I'm telling you because I have. I used to be very depressed all the time. No mas. And the less I worry, the more things manifest in my life. I promise you, the less you worry, the less you think of bleak futures, the less you think of wrong things happening, the more blessings will happen to you. But you got to tap in. All right. You got to look for solutions. It's very easy to say, and a lot of younger people under 30 are doing this because mental health is popular right now. And there's nothing wrong with that. I wish it was popular when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know, be careful because, again, the medical industry is trying to get rich off you. So they're going to give you all type of pills and, you know what I'm saying, whatever they can give you to make money off of you. And these things are damaging your brain, damaging your neurons, damaging your synapses, taking you away from you being able to achieve these Christ consciousness. So, again, don't worry. Try not to worry, okay? And I'm not talking about the Father or no crazy mystery God in heaven. The Father is your Christ consciousness. The Father is your neocortex. The Father is your prefrontal node. The Father is the womb that is in you, okay? So, again, the magnetite crystals are in everything, animals and humans. So if they ain't worried and they out there going to get it, you got to go get it. Okay, the animals wake up, they go get their food. They ain't depressed. They ain't got anxiety. They don't have time for depression or anxiety. Depression and anxiety, honestly, and this is from me having it, it's really a third world problem. I don't think a kid in the slums of the favelas in South America can afford to be depressed or anxious. He don't have no shoes. He don't have no food. He got to get up and get it just like the animals. I don't think a kid in the middle of Gambia, right, one of the poorest places in the world, has time to be depressed or have anxiety. He got to go. He got to get it. He got to fix it, right? So this is not to say you suppress or bastardize your emotions, but you got to control them. You got to surf those waves. And there's tools out there if you're really looking for them. But if you want to be a victim, hey, stay a victim. Like he who has ears hear. So Jacob called the place, this is Genesis 32:30. Jacob called the place Pineal. I ain't making this up. Saying that it is because I saw God face to face and yet my life was spared. Okay. So this pineal gland, or the opening up the pineal gland, it is saying once, then this is again, Bible metaphor. Don't take it literal. It is because I saw God's face to face. So opening up this pineal gland is tapping into that claustrum, doing your meditation, doing your daily work, doing your repetition, and opening up this pineal gland allows you to see your ancestors, okay? Allows you to get messages from your ancestors, allows you to get guidance. And it says, and yet my life was spared. I ain't, you know, Christ consciousness willing. I don't think I'm gonna have, not I don't think, I know I'm not gonna have a brush with that Roni. You know what I'm saying? I have too many things here from Collidial Silver, me taking care of myself, you know what I'm saying? Me having a healthy mindset most of the time, because we all slip, right? But I don't, that's not, and I've already did the spell and ritual anyway, when the Roni first came, but that's not something that's in my reality. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care how many strains the news say. I don't care if the news say this is the 20 million strain. Nigga, Rob Blackstorm and his family is not getting it. And guess what? Rob Blackstorm and their family ain't got it. There's one person in my family that did get it though, but that's because they followed every single rule that Fauci said, in which I told them not to. But let he who has ears hear. And this is not this, and again, I don't want to minimize those who have lost people and lost parents. I'm not saying that or anything like that. But if you're still here and you're still alive, please work on, you know, your health. Please work on your mental health first and foremost, your physical health, and make sure you are not being a victim and not waiting for the shoe to drop, but you are taking care of that. The movie Soul, all right? The movie Soul, 22 was the character of the movie Soul. And this might be this might be the only video I shoot this week. This shit's long as shit. So 22 was in the movie Soul. 22 was the character that Tina Fey played in the movie Soul. This 22, right, was dealing with the 22, there's 22 letters in the Hebrew language, and there's also 22 bones in the skull. Real talk. So, and I'm going to show you how this is relevant. So this 22 in the movie Soul was really about activating the brain. This particular character is representing the activation of that part of the brain. That's why she is called 22. Again, there's 22 letters of the Hebrew alphabet, and we'll go into a little bit more of that right now. Now, George Bush and Bush Sr. and a lot of your presidents are so look at this, skull and bones, okay? 322. All right. This is not something that I'm making up. Again, you see it right here. All right. So 322, skulls and bones. And the Lord God said, actually, let's make this bigger. And the Lord God said, the man has now become like one of us, knowing good and evil. He must not be allowed to reach out his hand and take also from the tree of life and eat and live forever. Okay. So this enlightenment of the brain that the secret societies took on, and this is when Bush, some of y'all are old enough to remember when George Bush Jr. and Cheney were running. They were both part of the same secret society, Skull and Bones. Okay. This 3 represents the Trinity, heart, mind, brain, gut, heart, brain access, or the Trinity within. And this 22 represents the enlightenment, all right, of those 22 cranial nerves. So once you get that, you become like one of us, knowing good and evil. Once you know good and evil, this is the same story that is in the Bible, right? This is the Bible story. So this is you not picking a side, you picking a side for you becoming Christ consciousness. You're not taking allegiance. The only allegiance you have is to your own self-development and your own self-benefit, and not just selfish, but your soul, you first, your family second, your soul tribe third. Okay. And then the rest of the world, if you want to worry about them, fine. But a lot of y'all be worried about the world before you worry about your own skull and bones. I'm talking to you. All right. So a little more Bible. I'm almost done. Raymond, shout out. Thank you for taking your time with me. I know this was a long time. I know it's a long ass video, but I told y'all earlier it's going to be a long ass video. All right. But hopefully you're learning. Hopefully you get something out of this. All right. So the eye is the lamp of the body. Matthew 6:22. The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eyes are healthy, your whole body will be full of light. Okay. So what does this mean if your eyes are healthy? This means depends on the health of what you're looking at, your perception, how you're interpreting things, what you're taking on emotionally, okay? So you have to be careful with what you're perceiving and what you're taking in. It's very important. All right, now let's go into, we're almost done. So peregrine falcons have eyesight, okay? So do falcons have the best sight? The reason I tapped into this falcon energy is because Heru is a falcon. So Heru is the hero, or Zeus, as I showed you earlier. So it says peregrine falcons have eyesight that is 8 times better than human eyesight. They could spot medium-sized prey from at least 1 mile away. To us, it's like seeing a rabbit from 17.6 football fields. Their eyes allow them to see ultraviolet light. Humans can't see it. So it gives the falcons an advantage when hunting. Okay? So self-explanatory. So when you see the Cometians tap into Heru, and when you see this particular deity, you don't know what it is, and you think these people you think our ancestors worship animals. That's not the case. Okay, they were exemplifying this particular energy, okay, of the falcon, this particular sight or insight of the falcon. Okay, this peregrine times better 8. That is 8 times better than here. 8. If you turn 8 to the side, that's the infinity sign. Okay, so the infinity deals with life and death, build and destroy. All right. So this eyesight is this is what they're saying. Once you are tapped, this is what the Cometians were trying to say when they used Heru, not to worship a falcon, not to worship an eagle, not to think these people worship animals, but this animal spirit, right? This animal spirit that you have within you to tap into our animal spirit to raise up yourself with this falcon or this willpower, right? Which is what also Heru represents, or the hero within, or the hero's journey, the Heru's journey, which is the hero's journey, right? Go read Joseph Campbell's, any one of Joseph Campbell's books, or you could watch Joseph Campbell on Netflix. There is Joseph Campbell is on Netflix. You could tap into that. And he breaks down myths very, very well. All right. In a video form. Joseph Campbell. So this is what they were talking about. The Falcon Eye. So this is me looking at these people raiding the Capitol. This is me looking at everybody over the summer going crazy over George Floyd. This is me looking at people saying no justice, no peace for Breonna Taylor, when it damn sure looks peaceful on the internet. Now that the killers got it, now that the cops didn't get arrested, it damn sure looks peaceful on the internet for Ahmaud Arbery, right? Even though everybody was screaming on justice, no peace. And this is me looking back at it. This might be you looking back at it from the Falcon Eye, seeing from 1 mile away, and not getting emotionally involved, not buying in, not feeling like this is us, not feeling like, well, if it were black people at the Capitol, we all got killed. Oh my God, these white people are so much more superior than us. That's what you're saying when you say that stupid shit. All right? So mind yourself. Mind what you're thinking, okay? Get that Falcon Eye and look at it from a distance. Look at it from a distance. Don't get involved. It's not your fight. Your fight is getting out of poverty, most of all, nigga. Your fight is getting out of poverty. Take that to the bank. All right, so more Bible verses. So Bible tells you yourself, 2 Corinthians 13:5. Examine yourself to see whether you are in the faith. Test yourselves. Okay, so this is you going every day. You are going through the crossroads. Test yourselves. Do you not realize that Christ Jesus is in you? It says it right here. Those of you who are still Christians that are sneaking in and being nosy and following me. Christ Jesus is in you. Unless, of course, you fail the test. So they're telling you to examine yourselves, to go within. Sit in silence. Turn the TV off. Turn the phone off in the first thing in the morning. Take 15 minutes for yourself. Examine yourself. And after you take those 15 minutes, the first thing you should put on is not the news. Take something that's going to inspire you to go through the day. Before you go to bed, watch something or read something that's going to inspire you. Test yourselves. Not test others. Not say why others aren't on your side, why they're not woke, why they're not Christ conscious. Test yourselves. Test yourselves. Okay? This is what? Let's go back. This is what this picture is trying to show you. This is the test of yourself. This is the test. You going through the crossroads. That's what the cross is all about. The same crossroads that Baron Samedi and Papa Legba. If you're familiar, go back to my video. Well, that was videos for a certain time. But if you're familiar with Papa Legba or Baron Samedi and the occult, you realize you have to go through the crossroads in order to attain something. All in the Yoruba tradition, Papa Legba or Baron Samedi are the primary. All deities have to go through the crossroads. You have to go through your crossroads. You have to examine yourself through your heart chakra. Who are you? What is your purpose? What type of person are you? What type of people do you want to be around? What type of people do you want to associate with? What type of people do you want to attract? Are you this person that's going to attract who you are? Because you only attract who you are. So this is what this is symbolizing. Let's move on. Examine yourselves. Shout out to Ezekiel Everglow. That's my guy. We be on Killer Priest. Killer Priest show. I think I saw Ezekiel on Killer Priest joint with me. So we be messing with Killer Priest. I only fuck with Killer Priest when they be doing deep science though, when they be dropping it. But anyway. So all right. So examine yourselves, okay? No more scripture. All right. This is decoding. Very truly, I tell you, whoever believes in me will do the works that I have been doing, and they will do even greater things than these, because I am going to the Father. Okay. This verse is more so not about believing in Jesus, but about believing in the Christ within. The in me is the Christ. It's in you. In you, okay? Not in me. This is the remix, of course, because you know the Bible, they got to do it so that you could believe in this hippie white boy, right? But if you believe in yourself, there's a good song by Lena Horne in the movie The Wiz. If you believe, I can't sing. If you believe in yourself, okay, this is what this is about. And it says, you will do even greater things than him. Do the works I've been doing, you will do even greater things than these, okay? So this is about Christ consciousness, folks, and this is the time that we are in. Don't be distracted. Don't think the world is going to end. All right, now let's get into a little bit of American Gods. We're almost done. I know it's a long video, but it's packed chock full of knowledge, right? Now, these are the chakras, my niggas. All right, these are the chakras. Can you not tell? You guys need to watch American Gods, season 1, season 2, if you haven't. It's on Stars. I think Stars is like $5 for the next 3 months or something. If you don't got $5, then you shouldn't even be watching this. You should be watching a business channel or a money-making channel so that you could figure out how to get $5, right? Or get a couple of more than that. But anyway, so these are the chakras, okay? You need to tap into that Stars or tap into a website that has Stars. This is something you need to watch because they are going in. And this season, I love it because they actually put more money into the budget, which is good because last season it was low budget, like you could tell. Anyway, so let's go into these people real quick. I ain't going to do a full decode of, obviously you guys see I could, right? And I may do this on a paid basis where I go through, if you guys want, let me know in the comments, those of you who watch this video. I don't know if anybody's going to watch this for the full 3 hours, but yes, next to this, Lena Horne, exactly. So let's go. So the root chakra, God damned. Okay. This is the sacral chakra, God send. Okay. This is the heart chakra, which is interesting because the heart chakra, this guy is the internet. Okay. She came from the dead, she's the dead wife, which makes sense for the root chakra. But he's the internet. So this is a lot of people's hearts. So this is kind of saying that a lot of people's hearts are controlled by the internet. This is Techno Boy. He deals with the internet, media, things like that. If you haven't watched American Gods, or if you have, you know that, all right? I'm not giving you no spoilers. So this is the heart. This is kind of saying this is where a lot of people's hearts are. But also you could utilize the media, the internet, to your advantage. You could bless people, which is what I do or try to do with my social media platforms. Okay. Try to give people information. I try to shine light. This little light of mine, I try to let it shine. And hopefully, in exchange, not hopefully, in exchange, I get light from other people. So on your social media, God bless, right? This is what it's saying. So the people that you follow, that you hate, stop following them. The people that you follow that are negative, stop following them. I would highly advise in 2021, you get off Twitter and Facebook. The reason being is because when you log onto those sites, you're looking at other people's thoughts. You're looking at other people's opinions. You're looking at other people's ideas. And these things are poison. Reason that they're poison, somebody says, oh, what? I love Trump, right? I want to hump him, right? It might, if you are on the Democrat side or you feel like these people are helping you, it might trigger you to start responding, right? Once you engage, once you start typing, right, there's an energy exchange. Once you pay attention, there's an energy exchange, right? Now you go through Facebook and just strictly use it for business, do what you got to do, get the fuck off, which I would highly recommend. Once you start strolling and you get everybody's opinions, you start to engage. Same thing with Twitter. Two of the most toxic places on the internet, Twitter and Facebook. I'd rather you be on fucking Clubhouse or Instagram or Snapchat rather than Facebook and Twitter. But I'm not you. You're not me. I'm only giving you advice. But make sure the internet is not being used against you. It's used for you. All right. This liquor's kicking in a little bit. So this says this is all right. So we went. So Godsend. She just came in season 2. She was with Mr. Wednesday, who was right here. This is I'm kind of doing a breakdown, but I don't want to do that because a lot of y'all didn't see it. So this is the solar plexus chakra. So her role is going to represent that, right? They're telling you. Bilquis, okay, the goddess of love, representing the third eye chakra, which is really the first eye, and Shadow Moon, the shadow of the moon. What did I tell y'all about tapping into that schism, into that colostrum, okay? The shadow of the moon. When the moon is in your sun sign, tap in. Semen retention, fellas. Squirt retention, ladies, okay? But if you're a woman, you can orgasm. Doesn't matter. Because y'all reabsorb y'all orgasms different than men. Mr. Wednesday representing the throat chakra. And if you watch the show in season 1 or season 2, you know Wednesday is a schemer. Okay. He is representative of Osiris, but also he is representative of, believe it or not, Baron Samedi. Okay. Which is why he has her riding shotgun with him if you've watched the last couple of episodes, right? And I'm not going to spoil it for y'all. And Godforsaken, okay, this is the sacral chakra, okay? If you watch the show, he is in love, okay? So love is a representation, emotions, how you deal with people, what's sacred to you. What's sacred to you is what you love, okay? So if you eat motherfucking, pumpkin pie every night, then that's what you love, okay? That's going to be tuned into your sacral chakra. So part of healing that is realizing and shifting your loves, shifting your passions, okay? Also, this is that Oshun had her root energy again in play. Give me 1 second, okay. Okay, so the buffalo. All right, this was in last night's episode of American Gods. This is what I was telling you about. When you go into the